drug testing, and continuing education.
Bill, you think maybe I should call a real electrician?
No, these little slip-ups happen. Everybody does it.
Really?
No, not really. When you need professional electric work or you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector.
That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig?
No, but it looks like you do.
And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich?
What's that?
I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man.
You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist?
That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE.
You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest.
You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience.
Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold.
That's right, man.
And I can see that you don't have very much experience.
What do you mean, man?
Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich.
Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first.
You think he's got a shovel?
Never know till you ask.
I dig, man.
Hi folks, this is Rick Clark with Clark Heating, Air Conditioning and Plumbing. I'd like to take just a minute to talk to you about our experience with Blue Water Broadcasting. One of the hot topics in our staff meetings is spending advertising dollars. If your company or firm is anything like Clark Heating, Air Conditioning and Plumbing, those dollars are limited, so you have to spend them wisely. That's why we choose Blue Water Broadcasting. Our marketing analysis has proven consistently that spending advertising dollars with Blue Water Broadcasting has contributed significantly to our bottom line. And for that, Clark Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is truly grateful. So, if you want to spend your advertising dollars wisely, choose Blue Water Broadcasting and see the difference.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is a Trump country. We live in the Southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
Joey Clark.
Welcome to the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Should be, hopefully, a fun Friday show. Plenty to get to today, and kind of a recap of the week. Which is a great way to say what we're going to do today. A few other odds and ends as well from... Be careful when you're talking around a dead person. They might actually still hear you for a little while. So make sure those last words actually land nice. Also, scientists have come up with a liquid robot. A robot like you've seen Terminator 2.
Like Stretch Armstrong, kind of?
Yeah, but it can separate
and come back?
And come back together. And now it's very small, and it's just, experimental right now, but they got it to work. Mm. And you're like, yeah, it's an AI robot made out of liquid.
Kind of cool.
Nightmare fuel right there. Absolute nightmare fuel. Anyway, welcome into the program. I'm Joey Clark. He's Eddie Bader. He's Troy Carrico. What, you gentlemen have anything on your minds today? Just anything you want to get off your chest? I don't know, lately I've been selfish. I just jump into this show and I start reading things and I start saying crap but anything y'all wanna jump off with today?
Got a parade tomorrow.
Oh yeah, the Mardi Gras thing.
Mardi Gras parade in Wetumpka the parade starts at 1, but I think the activities start at 9 in the morning.
9 in the morning?
Yeah, all through Wetumpka. It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, this is a great way to celebrate.
And the weather's gonna be great.
Yeah, and this is where you eat before you fast during the Lenten season.
That's the plan, yeah. That is the plan.
Though I looked up like official Catholic fasting.
Yeah.
For Lent, and it's like one meal and then 2 small meals, and I'm like,
wait a minute.
I eat like 2 small meals a day. That's about it. That's normal times. Guess I'm gonna have to just go
eat another one.
Like no meals. Like
no meal.
But like adding the Lent is like that seems to defeat the
Seems
purpose
that's
of the fast,
counterintuitive, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know that reminds me. You know the only kind of meat a priest gets on Fridays, right? Is none. that's from Police Academy. Do you remember the first Police Academy?
Yes. That was the best Police Academy too, by the way. It was the best one.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
Yeah. No, maybe I've been fasting a little more actually. It's not bad.
No, I didn't. I had Chick-fil-A. It was delicious.
Makes me like more clear-headed. I mean, by reasonable, I mean like 16 hours, 18 hours. Like I don't eat breakfast one day, and I just go through the day
from 10 to 5.
I do that sometimes.
10 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Now, I mean, but what are you eating?
I'm sleeping that time, so I don't eat.
Okay,
fast
right.
time.
Yeah, but what do you eat when you wake up? He had a velvet cake for
this
lunch
morning.
Wednesday.
This morning I had coffee and a cheese quesadilla.
Cheese quesadilla from the Taco Bell?
No, it was one from a Mexican restaurant. Hopefully from last night, but it might have been from the night before. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Leftovers quesadilla.
Yeah.
Those usually don't hold very well once they're in the fridge for a while.
Doing good right now.
How was that tortilla's texture?
It was a little spongy because I got it out of the microwave, but I split it with Roxy, so I didn't eat all of it. But
I don't know about that. I don't know.
You never had that, like a cold pizza or something like that in the morning?
No, a cold pizza's one thing, and a 2-day-old quesadilla. What was it? A shrimp quesadilla?
No, just
My
cheese.
God,
just cheese.
Oh, just cheese.
Okay.
Sourdough. I had just a piece of sourdough toast and some hard-boiled eggs.
Oh, that's pretty tasty.
That's easy, simple.
Yeah, I had the Kaneka wrap from China.
Yeah, that's always a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of that, Chris's hot dogs. I hear they got Kaneka now.
They do.
So
Yeah,
we'll be.
I heard that.
Their regular hot dogs are great too.
Yeah, we'll be taking a field trip down there.
Absolutely.
For the record. For the record.
Absolutely.
Saw that last night.
So anyway, you can tell I'm just kind of. It's Friday. Sort of mood.
You seem to be that. You seem to do that a lot on Fridays. I like that. It's like business casual. It's like business casual.
Yeah,
today.
exactly. And we could do a rundown here, like the government shut down, or partially shut down. DHS, like the TSA agents and the Coast Guard, and
the ones that shut down last time and then got a $10,000 bonus if they showed up every day during the
something
last
like
shutdown.
that.
Man.
Second carrier group coming into Iran.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they detailed another one, so that's usually indicative of something about to happen. So.
Yeah, and Trump keeps saying, make a deal. And
biggest fleet of all time.
You see, we had a couple
way.
accidents in the Caribbean. We had a soldier go missing off a boat, which kind of surprised me. But then they had a refueling accident, which doesn't surprise me. I've seen that in action, and that's kind of tricky
Let me tell
anyway.
you something. So during World War II in the Pacific, the British were watching the Americans do a hot shot, which is, you got a cruiser here and an oil tender coming in. The seas were 20 to 30 feet. And they said we could not even begin to pull off what they did. The American Navy is really good and adept at resupplying out at sea. It's
really
dangerous,
surprising,
It's
man.
quite dangerous.
Yeah, it is dangerous. I've seen them. Like I said, you can go on YouTube and see the videos, but to see it live, you're just amazed. And again, these are 19-year-old and younger, 17, 19, maybe a 21-year-old.
Unfortunately, both those commanders will probably be relieved for lack of confidence in command.
I kind of wondered
catch all.
When did I lose confidence? Like when you crash the ship into another ship.
You know, it happened.
Like you can't do that, man.
Come on. Sometimes you come in kind of hot and you bump the dock a little bit.
Here, just a quick rundown, then we can decide together what we want to do. Apparently, not all references to food in the Epstein Files are code words, but some definitely are, including references to quote-unquote shrimp.
Oh.
Yeah, and there needs to be definitely more investigation to a lot of this stuff. Independent investigation, because the corporate press has already gone, this proved nothing. I'm like, wait, guys. And then everybody's like, this proves everything about the satanic pedophile cabal and all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm reading this, and I'm like, I don't see the hardcore proof. I see, the smoke. I see the wisps of this. I see, a few folks you should probably definitely arrest right now. But I don't see the whole, everybody.
By it yet?
Yeah, I just don't. I'm not going to jump the gun on that.
Okay.
Anyway, RFK Jr. In a Theo Vaughn podcast admits I used to snort cocaine off a toilet seat.
I'm not worried about
germs. I got the full context. It's actually
Love that one.
It's amazing. Just that line. the full context, like minute and a half, it's an incredibly wholesome, actually, moment with Theo Vaughn.
But to hear that part of it, you're like, I mean, that just killed me. I had to go back and listen to it
Sort of
again
like
so I could
George
hear the
Bush.
message.
You remember when Junior said he did that at his dad's inauguration? I don't know if they did it together, but I've been to party in a lot of places. I've never had the need to use a toilet to do anything like that.
Yeah, why the seat, too? Why not use the tower?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You know what I mean?
Why not just put your straw
Why don't
down
you
in
just
there?
get a key out?
Just straw it. Yep.
Yeah, just get a straw. Or something like that. I mean, I'm just trying to help.
Things happen at different times.
I mean, you probably shouldn't snort the cocaine.
Probably not in the first place.
You're right. You're gonna make bad decisions about life, and
if you're gonna do it off a toilet seat.
Right.
That's hardcore. That's like the mark of the man.
That's right.
Marco Rubio, as he's out on a tarmac, terrible audio, so I just want to read this, but it's like the beginning of a great geopolitics movie.
Okay.
The world is changing very fast right in front of us. The old world is gone. We live in a new era in geopolitics, and it's going to require all of us to sort of re-examine what that looks like and what our role is going to be.
Ass-kicking violence.
That's one for today.
Dad, I didn't bring that.
Did you have a chart?
No, we have a game. There's a game.
We're going to start tracking how many times AKV is mentioned.
We're going to drink every time you say it.
AKV, baby. The amount of Americans saying the Democrat Party is too liberal has surged to nearly 60%.
Good. I think it's higher than that, but okay.
And that is actually something it's good to think about, like short-term history. It's so true. Like, you can find some of the same exact Democrats who sound to the right of Donald Trump. Sure. On immigration, on transgender stuff, on all sorts on gay marriage, on all sorts of issues, the economic populism, like a lot of the Trump agenda, the Democrat like Schumer and Pelosi and the Obamas, and Biden,
go back and listen, Clinton's.
Right, and so it shows that since, say, the turn of the century, especially after Obama, the Democrats have gone more left. In fact, the right has kind of stayed where it's always been. And there are a lot of folks, say, like Adam Carolla and Bill Maher, saw those two talking to each other the other day. They're like Carolla's like, I'm an atheist who swears all the time and all this stuff. Like, I'm not some right-winger. Y'all are just crazy. You California people are just crazy. You Democrats are just crazy. And the leftward drift, it's good to see borne out in the polling. Americans are seeing it, going, I think a lot of them were like, I'm a 90s liberal, man. Live and let live, man.
Well, when your Democrats started pushing not only just the immigration, but transgender and things you just most Democrats cannot get behind.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, and you remember the RINO senator from Alaska?
Yeah.
Murkowski? Yeah. She got destroyed by community notes on Twitter. We'll have to get to that. Because she's so wretched.
She's the worst.
How is she still
the
there?
Pocahontas of the North, man.
How? Is it the name? And then, like, rigging the elections in a certain way?
Her dad left a great legacy, and she's just ruining it. But, you know.
That's what most kids do with their parents.
It is, I'm telling you. This is awful. It's awful.
So, yesterday, Trump did end, like $1.3 trillion worth they're claiming of regulations from the Obama-era climate change.
Yeah,
you know what one regulation I'm so proud of they're getting rid of? You know the stupid auto stop in your car?
Stop, yeah.
I'd like to strangle that engineer that came up with that crap, but we don't have to have that no more.
Yeah?
That's so annoying.
Wait, what are you exactly describing?
When you come to the red light and your car stops, like a golf cart, and then you press on the gas to get it to go again.
Oh, I hate that.
It goes down to like 3 cylinders or something.
No, it'll cut off. And in the summertime, you got no AC.
No, when I was still driving my grandfather around in his Cadillac, Uncle bought it. God. And, it would do that thing. I turned it off. I'm like, because you had an option to turn it off. I hated it.
It's a manual switch, but you don't turn it off, at least I don't, until it does it the first time.
Yeah. It's a weird sound. Like, if I'm going to get an electric car, I'll just get an electric car. And so it's quiet. But I want my cylinders always.
I want my air conditioner running in the summertime,
always
baby.
Humming.
I think they repealed death fluid too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A lot of different regulations across the board.
That's a scam.
Like really going at the heart of the Green New Deal, and I think they're estimating over a 10-year period this will save $1.3 trillion from the private economy.
Well, I don't know if they knocked this out, but if you guys ever notice any kind of construction now, you got to have a stupid drainage pond.
Yeah.
Yeah, they build it for everything. It seems
everything. Yep. Everything's got a. Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny is what you just said on your last comment. My thoughts are that I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
It's all good.
Sorry about that.
Well, CPI inflation lower than expected again. Especially core inflation is back to where it was in March of 2021, right before the Biden administration started to really let it rip.
I'm going to guess 2.8%, something like that?
Even lower than that, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have it right in front of me, but I think
nice.
even lower than that on the core CPI. Democrats do block funding to DHS, and then they immediately get out of Washington. And we have a very... let's say, pissed off and annoyed, Katie Britt.
I bet we do.
Who was, I think, a lead negotiator, and she went to the Senate floor and had something to say about it.
Good.
We'll lay that out in a little later.
Get him, Mom.
Also, this story is crazy. Hate crime hoax leads to a $3 million award for the wrongly accused. The lawyer and mother who lied are going to have to pay for it.
Ooh, wow.
And this goes, we can go into Wilfred Riley's work. This might be old now with the data. It came out in 2019 about the amount of hate crime hoaxes, racial hoaxes in particular, are through the roof. Oh, yeah. Like more than you would suspect. It wasn't just Juicy Smollett. It happens a lot of
churches,
times.
A lot of that, you'll have old churches that yeah.
I have to get into that. Also, I know we don't want to get in the fight we had last Friday, but scientists have discovered a Soviet lander has been missing on the moon for 60 years. Scientists have finally found it.
Oh, they found it?
Yeah, and apparently using some new AI tech, and we're able to actually locate this thing. And I believe it was the first spacecraft claimed in human history to actually hit the moon. Yeah,
interesting. Unmanned,
obviously, but yeah, we can get into that.
So are they going to leave it there? Are you planning to?
I don't know. We'll have
just stealing it.
We'll have to see. Well, maybe once Elon gets the mass driver up there.
You commit
on the
the
moon,
first crime on the moon, you will be infamous.
It's never a crime the first time.
That's true too.
There's also a brand new free grocery store in New York City, but it's not the one Mondami had in mind.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's something to do with Poly Market.
Oh, is that right?
Oh,
boy.
Yes, have to get into that. Also, 25-year study reveals major reason you should ditch low-fat cheese for full fat. We'll get into the details later. But,
flavor.
Hey, gentlemen, if your wife is, and this is usually the case, your wife has been making you eat that stinky low-fat cheese?
Yeah.
Baby, I was listening to those smart fellas on the radio, and they said full-fat cheese, according to some doctor and 25-year study, is better for you. We got to get this old low-fat crap out. Let's eat some real cheese tonight.
If it's your time to go, it's your time to go. I don't care what kind of cheese you eat. But for flavor, eat the good cheese.
Eat the good cheese. Now, do you like stinky cheese?
Like Lumberger cheese and all that?
Yeah, sure. You like stinky cheese, Troy? No, you don't like all that funky stuff?
A good thing to do is
liverwurst. My dad used to eat all that kind of stuff. I was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Suzanne likes some stinky cheese, too.
Yeah, as I also mentioned earlier, doctor reveals the frightening words patients hear in the moments after their body dies while the brain hangs on. And these are obviously people that die, and the doctor announces the time of death, and then somehow they come back.
Oh, cool.
And some of them literally had heard the doctor announcing the time of death.
Oh.
And, knew all the details in the room in a very crazy way.
Oh, wow.
And I'm working my way through a book. It's a few years old, but it's listening to it on audiobook. It's simply called Miracles Today by Craig Keener. And I'm at the point where he went through a lot of the healing miracles that are fairly well documented, as well as one about a baby that came out essentially dead, lifeless. They announced the death. And 30 minutes later, as they take the child into the mother's arms, they thinking it's dead, the baby starts to come to.
Wow.
And survives and grew up healthy. They thought, well, okay, if it's coming back, then it will be brain damage, all sorts. No, healthy little girl.
That's
it's funny because I don't know if you've ever heard of the 21-gram experiment. 1907.
Keep going.
1907. There was a professor of medicine. I believe it was in Baltimore. It might have been in Toronto, but I can look it up. But it's called the 21-gram experiment. He had a wing at the hospital with terminally ill patients, and each of them were placed on sensitive scale beds. And at the moment of death, the weight between the body when it was alive versus after was 21.3 grams.
Yeah, this is from Wikipedia. The 21 grams experiment refers to a study published in 1907 by Duncan McDougall, a physician from Massachusetts. McDougall hypothesized that souls have physical weight and attempted to measure the mass lost by a human when the soul departed the body. McDougall attempted to measure the mass change of 6 patients at the moment of death. One of the 6 subjects lost 3/4 of an ounce, 21.3 grams. McDougall stated his experiment would have to be repeated many times before any conclusion could be obtained. The experiment is widely regarded as flawed and unscientific due to the small sample size, but the case has been cited as an example of selective reporting. But I don't know. There's so much to the near-death experience literature now that you
not
got to
too
wonder.
long ago, I read about in a nursing home. There's a cat, and
he knew.
He knew when it was your time, and he would
and
go.
He wasn't
sit
really
with them.
friendly all the time, but he'd go to the room.
He would go to the room and sit
Yep.
with them
That was
as
weird.
they passed. Yeah,
that was weird.
Now, similar experiments in December 2001,
Yeah, there
so
was a
almost
recent one.
100 years later, physicist Louis E. Hollander Jr. published an article in Journal of Scientific Exploration where he exhibited the results of a similar experiment. He tested the weight of 1 ram, 7, what is EWES?
Ewes.
Ewes.
There's a baby. There's a babies.
Oh,
Ewes.
okay.
Utes. The Utes.
They're lambs.
Utes.
They're
Utes, my friend.
3 lambs
Yeah.
and 1 goat at the moment of death. Seeking to explore upon McDougall's purported findings, his experiment showed that 7 of the adult sheep varied in weight upon dying, though not losing it, but rather gaining an amount of 18 to 780 grams.
Wow.
Which was lost again over time until returning to their initial weight.
What's the problem with this? We're dealing with animals versus people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Not all dogs
Yeah,
go
you're
to
looking
heaven.
for the soul. Thank you.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
but
that cartoon ruined my generation, man.
I'm sure it did.
It really did ruin us. But hey,
Go watch
let's
some old Yeller.
jump into this article because this is the New York Toast.
Okay.
And it's a New York primary doctor. He's redefined the phrase life after death after finding that the brain remains active even after one's heart stops, as detailed in a morbid study in the journal Recitation. This means that the alleged deceased can likely hear the doctors announcing their time of death after they cease hurts. Whew. The revelation was brought to light by Dr. Sam Parnia of NYU's Langone Medical Center in New York. He had spoken to patients who were revived after being declared clinically dead when their heart stops beating, finding that they were able to recall events transpiring in their room with astounding accuracy.
Wow.
In the Frankenstein-like study, Parnia shed light on why their post-mortem memory is so lucid because of the, quote, normal and near-normal brain activity found in an hour into recitation. Wow. We were not only able to show the markers of lucid consciousness, we were able also to show that these experiences were unique and universal. They're different from dreams, illusions, and delusions. This didn't seem to jive with doctors' methods of declaring a patient dead when the ticker stopped. To shed light on the surprising disconnect between heart and mind, Parnia and his team examined brain activity and awareness among 53 patients who survived cardiac arrest at 25 hospitals, mostly in the U.S. and the U.K. A staggering 40% of participants reported having memories or conscious thoughts. In death, they have a perception that they are separate from their body.
Heard that.
And then they can move around. But they're in that hospital room and they're gathering information. They felt that they were fully conscious.
I've heard that before. They're above looking down, yeah.
The clinically dead patients also had spikes of gamma, delta, theta, alpha, and beta brain waves. Beta associated with thinking and awareness as determined by some fancy device. This device records brain activity with electrodes. These were present 35 to 60 minutes after the person's heart stopped. Dr. Parnia concluded that the brain is surprisingly durable, although doctors have long thought the brain suffers permanent damage about 10 minutes after the heart stops supplying it with oxygen. Our work found that the brain can show signs of electrical recovery long into ongoing CPR. In fact, not only does the brain survive, it functions at a high level. Like a seemingly defunct computer rebooting, this neurological surge is believed to induce a super-focused state, possibly explaining why people might hear their surroundings in great detail, including medics, death declarations, even though their body is technically dead. This energy burst also allows these resurrectees to access everything in their mind simultaneously, hence the perception that their life is flashing before their eyes. Now, you can come up with some materialist explanation that's reductive, but I think we have no idea. No idea what actually happens right after you pass. And yeah, again, I would highly suggest if folks don't know it, it's called Miracles Today by Craig Keener. It's sort of a more popular consumable book. He did a scholarly book that's over 1,000 pages on miracles, well documented. Cool. But through some of the healing miracles, one I remember from listening this morning, it's in India, and there's a small little Christian group starting to sprout up there, and so a bunch of the folks in that part of the world are going over to see what the fuss is about, and this one group of folks brings their friend who for his whole life has been paralyzed on like one side of his body. Yeah. So they just carry him over like a stretcher or a blanket or something, and he's pissed. He's like, what is this? Why are you bringing me here? You're fake God. I've prayed to Shiva. I've prayed to this. You want me to pray to Jesus? And when he said Jesus, his paralyzed arm shot up under his own power. Wow. And you've got story after story in modern times where this stuff happens. And people still have this Humean, David Hume, the Scottish Enlightenment philosopher, where it's like, it's just not possible. The laws of nature are never violated.
He's the ultimate critic.
And it's like, okay, that's just a presupposition on your part. Yeah. Because there's a lot of weird stuff that happens in this world that still can't be explained. And as with more modern methods, the amount of miracles that have been actually documented by multiple eyewitnesses and things doctors, in particular the healing ones, cannot explain, it makes you go, well, perhaps consider the possibility that the world is not just material stuff, that there maybe is a mind, the logos behind everything.
Well, with Hume, you said the natural laws, well, these are not natural, these are supernatural. Right. And that's where you have to have, if you have faith, we understand that. And
well, and also, like, just because you can come up with a natural mechanism to explain something, many of the miracles, say in the Old Testament, like parting of the Red Sea, like an east wind, like God uses the very nature he created in order to bring about the miracle. So it's, yes, the supernatural above the natural, but also you have to keep in mind that Logos created everything. Sure. So it's like, what's the base layer of this, like, reality we live in? And as much as folks now entertain this idea of the simulation theory, like we're in, and it's getting creepier. I saw another thing called Simile. It's a AI program where they are now going to start simulating down to the individual decision-making level. And that's how they weave out these, you remember like SimCity and all these other things? Yeah. It's now an AI-driven, essentially like that, but it goes down to the patterns of individual decision-making given different incentives. So they're essentially going to start to game out like different scenarios and even different societies, because you can't really run a controlled experiment society-wide.
Not controlled, though. Like
in many ways, so political policy, economic policy. But, okay, the idea is if human beings could simulate life, who's to say we aren't a simulation? Right. And when you look at, like, what is now they've actually seen, not just modeled, like the way DNA works, but at that point I go, well, if you're talking, then who's the great simulator? Who made the simulation?
Some of us that are in that simulation are not having a great one, and we would like to go talk to the runner of the simulator right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just saying.
When you wake up, like you hear the doctor go, okay, time of death, and then you think, oh, it's over. And then you wake up, and Jesus is like, what's up, Eddie?
You're on your way to Lowe's.
You're going to accuse him?
You're on your way to
Nope.
Lowe's. You're on your way to Lowe's. It happens because that's really all you got to look forward to.
I'm just going to tell him. I'm going to say, hey, I got a couple questions. I got a couple questions. Well, I got your ear. I got a couple questions.
Couldn't resist on that one.
I hope I'm going to see him full time, but it might be that whole judgment thing. So I got a couple questions.
Like Johnny Paycheck. I'll be seeing you in the Outlaws Prairie. He goes,
that's right.
Hope to see you soon.
Hope to see you soon.
I hope so.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think there's another guy that sticks in my mind, Michael Shermer. He's been long, like, the editor of Skeptic Magazine, and is known kind of a guy expertly debunks things. Sure. He's been on Rogan Show a lot, and just a long time been in that space. And I think he's a good faith actor in the sense of, like, he generally just comes by this is how he thinks about the world. But even Shermer, he doesn't say, now I believe in God because of this experience. He's had weird experiences where I think it was the day he was going to get married, his fiancée, his soon-to-be wife, had been gifted by like an old great uncle or uncle or something years ago, an old radio that they could never get to work. And so, but it looked cool, so they put it in the back of the house or whatever. And on the day of the wedding, they start hearing music playing. And he goes back there, and it's that old radio. And he's like, how is that? And it plays all day, and it's playing kind of like old-timey 50s love music, perfect for a wedding day. And after the day, it stops, and they can never get it working again. And it's stuff like that that makes you go, yeah, there's more than just art. we can do it in a humble way. There's much more than our understanding.
Oh, yes.
Now, there's faith and revelation that plays a big part in this, but like just stick to science, our actual scientific materialist explanations of things. The world is much bigger than those explanations we currently have. And for anybody just out of a presupposition like David Hume to go, well, I mean, and Hume would be ugly about it. It's like, was Jesus born of a virgin, or would a Jewish minx tell a lie? And it's stuff like that it's sort of, I can get where they're coming from. A lot of the modern world is built off that sort of presupposition. But I think it throws out way too much too quickly. Anyway, welcome into the Friday program. We got plenty more to get to, like the AI robot made out of liquid. Oh, and if y'all find Gavin Newsom, like...
He's annoying.
Execrable. That's a good word for him.
Psycho. American psycho.
But I have to say, I found somebody that makes Gavin Newsom look good.
What institution did you find him in?
It's not him.
Oh.
That's even
well,
worse.
They refer to her as Gavin's first partner.
Oh.
First partner.
Jen...
Oh, that's right.
His wife.
Oh. She's a Republican, too. Did you know that?
Yeah, California.
Republican. Weird.
It's kind of like
California.
California.
I know they did that. They covered both bases, didn't they? We
Right.
got Democrat and Republican there.
Right.
We got both types, country and Western.
That's right. We got two types of music, country and Western.
Sorry. It's Friday.
No, but I see her, and you're like, man, I kind of like Gavin compared to this.
Yeah, I've seen her talk. She's annoying.
Oh, man. And there's plenty other things in the straight up politics. Besant talking about these latest job numbers and the inflation numbers and what might happen with the cryptocurrency bill that needs to pass. Katie Britt calling out the Democrats on the Senate floor for their shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security. Alex Karp saying the Luddites arguing we should just pause AI development even if you're scared and might have good reasons. Okay, you just want the Chinese to have this?
I was going to say, I hate it, but it is a race to who gets it first.
Yeah, so a lot to get to today. First, this part of the program?
Yeah.
Let's do it early. Brought to you by Pest Pro Services.
Yeah.
And they're at Pest Pro Ashley. And that great team are ready to help you out with any of all of your pest control needs.
That's right.
I would go ahead and get signed up for their monthly subscription, just basic pest control package. It'll come out on a regular basis, and it allows you to control costs throughout the year. Or it could be it's time, maybe this will be their first visit, to get a termite inspection done.
Definitely time. Definitely time.
Have you you've lived through a swarm?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a termite swarm?
Yeah, we have a log lodge home.
Oh, yeah, you definitely have seen
it. Of it, so I need to get them out.
Yeah, you want to prevent not just that nightmare, but destruction of your property.
Oh, yeah.
That's got to be heartbreaking when seriously stuff starts going to sawdust inside the house. You're like, oh, no.
And honestly, by the time you notice it, by that point,
it's too
pretty
late.
bad. Yeah,
so get ahead of it, because not only when they do an inspection, Pest Pro Services can lay down year-round protection, essentially bait traps.
Yep.
So if termites do get close to your property, they'll hit that bait. Pest Pro can come and take them out, and you'll be safe and sound. It is worth the money, folks.
Definitely.
And it's very reasonably priced there with Pest Pro. So y'all check them out today. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or call them direct at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services, and be sure to tell them that Joey, Eddie, and Troy, the fellas on that radio show, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
"2026 marks 60 years that hope has had a home in Alabama. At the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches, children who've lost everything through no fault of their own have found something priceless. A safe place to live, a loving Christian family, and the chance to simply be kids again. Here, boys and girls grow up surrounded by care, guidance, and faith, learning right from wrong, learning responsibility, learning they are valued and that their lives have purpose. As the Alabama Sheriffs have believed for 6 decades, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women. These former ranchers are now teachers, parents, business owners, and leaders, living proof that love, structure, and faith can change a life forever. As the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches celebrate 60 years of serving Alabama's children, you can help ensure the next child has the same chance. Learn how you can make a difference at alabamasheriffsyouthranches.org. 60 years of building lives, and we're just getting started.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
When it comes to your mortgage, who you work with matters. And this is one decision where local makes all the difference. Don't fall victim to flashy mailers, spam calls, or 1-800 lenders who don't even know your name, much less your neighborhood. Those lenders are often sitting in some faraway state, reading from a script and chasing volume, not relationships. A local lender understands the market you live in, or should I say that we live in. At Alabama Home Mortgage, you can look at us in the eye and trust us with one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Local lenders don't disappear after closing day. Our reputation is built right here, one family at a time. So before you pick up the phone and call a stranger, remember us, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon at Alabama Home Mortgage. You deserve guidance from someone who knows the community because they're a part of it. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
You want your floors to scream new, fresh, and stylish. But if yours are groaning, tired, old, and outdated, you're in luck. Because at Prattville Carpet, you can revitalize your floors while you save on the best brands available with perfect and professional installation and Prattville's unbeatable lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Start shopping for your floors right now at PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
It's time to show your sweetheart how much you care with a Jenny Lynn's floral creation for Valentine's Day. Skip the grocery store flowers and make one quick call, 285-1000. Roses, lilies, beautiful bouquets, and gift baskets designed just for your sweetie. Call Jenny Lynn's Creations, 285-1000.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Inflation continues to cool, falling to a near 5-year low. The government's newly released consumer price report shows prices rose less than expected last month. Inflation fell to 2.4% in January compared with a year ago, down from 2.7% in December. Global markets have been mixed after a tech sell-off on Wall Street, fueled by investor concerns about the impact of artificial intelligence. Wall Street saw sharp declines yesterday as investor confidence was shaken by fears of AI disruptions across industries. The S&P 500 fell 1.6% for its second worst day since Thanksgiving, but it's still near an all-time high that was set last month. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 1.3%, while the NASDAQ Composite dropped 2%. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Go to work for a family that puts God and family first. Wiley Sanders is looking for experienced dump truck drivers. Call them today, 855-777-9785. Drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Lines and be part of the family.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Nice forecast today and much of Valentine's Day before that big weekend storm system arrives. There will be a good bit of sunshine today with a high temperature up to about 70. Clouds on the increase tonight, but I think we're dry. Overnight low temperature down to about 46. Valentine's Day tomorrow, Saturday. Lots of Mardi Gras activities and parades with a high temperature up to about 74. I think we're dry tomorrow and dry through much of the evening hours for your Valentine's plans, with rain and thunderstorms moving in probably in the pre-dawn hours of Sunday morning. Some of the storms on Sunday could be strong, possibly severe, locally heavy rainfall. High temperature up to about 70, and nice weather returns on President's Day Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank, serving families and communities since 1906. Proud to be named 16th best performing bank nationally in their asset category by American Banker. Learn more at cbsbank.com. CB&S Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now let's go to the Treasury Secretary. This is Scott Bessent. He gave an interview to CNBC this morning, and jobs numbers are good. Inflation numbers great. Let's hear what Bessent is expecting as we head into 2026.
What was even more impressive about the numbers is the private sector numbers were more than 170,000, and government jobs were reduced by more than 40,000. More than 30,000 of that was federal jobs. We're at the lowest ratio of government jobs to total jobs since 1966. And this is part of President Trump's plan to reprivatize our economy. And I think, as I've said many times, 2025 is about setting the table. 2026 is going to be a banquet for the American people. The economy is taking off. We saw 40,000 new construction jobs. Everyone says to me, oh, where are these factory jobs that you planned? And unlike what you and I see in the financial markets, you can't push a button and build a factory. There's lead time, but what we are seeing is big commitments to these factories that are going to be built. First, we'll get the construction jobs, and then the factory jobs are going to come. So I think we're going to see the tremendous groundbreakings. I think we're going to see a lot of factory completions this year. And I think thanks to the working families tax cut, on one side of the balance sheet, we are seeing corporate CapEx, the surging, and CapEx, jobs always follow. And then on the other side, we are seeing the president's signature policies, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, deductibility of American-made cars. I can tell you, I'm also the IRS commissioner, and that tax refunds thus far, and we're very early in the season, are up 22%.
Daggum. And that makes a lot of sense. More capital expenses and investment, and also bringing down the tax burden on the everyday person and consumer.
Thank you.
That is a good mix. And, yes, seeing that wage growth, also a great thing. In fact, I think we got another one here of Besson talking about this real wage growth and the direction that the, say, manufacturer, like folks working at Hyundai, folks working at auto plants, they're hiring.
They're hiring. Oh, yeah, man. Everybody like that's hiring.
Now, is that the other issue we have? Are there a lot of these massive manufacturers, or like, when we were talking to Cam Ward, they like the folks down at the docks trying to build new ships are like, we'll take folks right out of prison. They're that
they need them.
Skilled employees. But with Hyundai, it's a lot of that becomes. If you work at Hyundai, I'll be honest, man, you don't have much of a life. You're working 50-plus hours a week. That's just how it goes. So it's hard to, especially your average, say, 21-year-old, you're going to, work there. He's a good employee, but he doesn't want to. He wants to have a work-life balance. So that's what a lot of people do. They get burnt out there. I mean, I was out there for a while. It don't take long.
Changing the shift every
changing
month
shifts.
on you. That's ridiculous.
The shift work, too, on top of that. And then
but if you're smart about it, you can do what
your
you
money,
did.
That's right.
And it doesn't have to be in housing, or you can invest in all
your
sorts
money, you put it in your 401k, and and you, like I've always said, there's the amount of people that are not enrolled in their 401k out
Isn't
there
that
is
amazing?
ridiculous.
It's amazing, isn't it? There's a matching fund probably.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
is there? I mean, why would you not?
When I was there, it was they matched up to 4%, and I think that's even gotten greater. But
some people just want money today. It's like that old experiment about deferred gratification where kids at the marshmallow.
Sure.
But they don't tell you, they don't teach you that in high school. So by the time you figure that out, you're in your age, a little 30 or 40. Sometimes you've got a little bit of nest egg, but a lot of people are like, oh, crap, I got to catch up now.
That, by the way, that experiment is adorable where they walk in and they put a marshmallow right in front of a kid and they go, if you wait, we'll give you 2 marshmallows. And like how many kids just immediately go with that?
Joey, how many times do you think I would just eat the 1 marshmallow, get back in line and try it again?
Like, you start hitting what you think is a button on the wall. It's like we didn't even set it up that way.
My bad. I'll wait.
Like there's not a call button. You only get 1. We told you only get 1 if you eat the 1.
That's why in Jamaica they hate me. The room service is so good.
Now here's Besson laying out the real wage growth and the falling inflation numbers.
The Democrats want to compete on the 2026 economy. I think Republicans, House, Senate, and local candidates, they are willing to do it. As I said, we're seeing things kick in now. But look, after you've been in a massive auto pileup, you're a little skittish about driving. And Joe Biden crashed the economy. Whether it was Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, these policies were a disaster for the American people. As I said, 21.5% cumulative inflation, loss of real purchasing power. And our friend at Strategas, Jason Trennert, had something called the Common Man Index. So for working Americans, the numbers weren't at CPI. It was up in the 30s in terms of groceries, insurance, rents, and we're bending the curve on all those. And there are two ways to fix affordability. There is bringing down prices and things like energy. Energy is coming down. Energy is a core component of everything for consumers. So as that comes down, we will see the inflation levels come down. But on the other side, it's real income increases, and we saw real wage growth in 2025. I think it could be very strong in 2026, and I think the American people are going to start feeling it. In my career on Wall Street, I always looked to see what was performing well in the stock market to tell me about the economy, and as we've seen, there's been some volatility in big tech, but if you look at the broad indices, whether it's the equal-weighted S&P, or the small cap indices, they're doing fantastic. The cyclical indices are doing well. Regional banks are doing well. So that tells me the stock market is saying that Wall Street is saying that Main Street's going to have a great year in 2026.
Well, there you go. Right from the main economic guy for the administration.
You know, it's funny because what he's saying in not so many words is what people have been complaining about is the consumer price index. There has to be commensurate growth in income, real income, along with a control or a reduction of some of the prices of what things are. So, yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, it's a good start to the year. It needs to ramp up even more. We'll be right back, hopefully, with Austin Branco with Invista Advisors.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
When it's time to replace an old window or door, you want expert craftsmanship and proven experience. You want Davis Door & Sash. Right now, take advantage of our limited time promotion. 10% off materials on new energy-efficient doors and windows. Voted best in the River region for windows and installation in 2024 and 25, Davis Door & Sash would love to work for you. Call 334-288-6010 or visit davisdoorandsashalabama.com. Davis Door & Sash, the perfect fit for your home.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Well, we couldn't get a hold of Austin Branco, which probably means he's busy.
He's busy making somebody some money.
That's always a good thing when one of our great sponsors is busy. Of course, Austin runs the brokerage desk there at Invista Advisors. And, of course, at Invista Advisors, if you are looking to have some wealth managed in the stock market, have that investment portfolio taken care of, they'll work with you, whatever level of risk you want to take, and of course they can advise you on that. But that's just one aspect of what they do. They provide planning through any place, any time in life, and across life. So it could be you're starting off a family, things like life insurance need to be put together, or maybe a plan for like a kid's college fund, or I would just say like build up money for your kids. Don't waste it on college. It's just my humble opinion, but still invest for your kids' future. So they have a little nest egg to get started in the quote-unquote real world. Of course, maybe you are looking to retire before too long. You're in your 50s, 60s, but a lot of your money's tied up, say, in a small business. Well, how do you go about selling one of those? Invista Advisors can help you in that regard. And, of course, any end-of-life concerns, they can help you there as well. So y'all check them out today. You can always learn more at vistaadvisors.com. Or just call them direct, start the conversation at 387-0094. That's 387-0094. And be sure to tell Invista Advisors that that Joey Clark guy talks to Austin Branco. sent you. So since we don't have Austin here, let's go to this nightmare fuel.
All right.
It's also really freaking cool. Like, I don't care if you're not even all that much of a sciencey dude. Like, this is just really freaking cool. This is the Liquid AI robot. So let's listen into this little presentation. You can watch what it does here on the screen as they are presenting.
Researchers demonstrated a liquid robot called PB, or Particle Armored Liquid Robot. It can change shape, grab things, fall from small heights, divide and merge, all without collapsing or leaking. The team tested it on a little mission, where it collected a dangerous material, neutralized it, and brought it to safety, as we can see in this video.
Yeah, it's like jumping off one platform.
Yeah, it's not weird at all.
Oh, and they just combine.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Superpowers.
Now, this is only at 10 millimeters. Man. What are they doing there? It's like a little...
Somebody's glove.
Particle armored liquid robots.
I don't know if I like that, Joey. Looks like the Blob from back in the day.
Especially this opening one where it
goes through the fence like it's nothing.
Researchers demonstrated a liquid robot called P.
Yeah, it's just going through like a jail cell, essentially, and then comes back together.
So I can tell it, go get me Joey. If we'll go get you, we'll bring you to me.
Do you know this woman?
That's kind of creepy,
By
man.
the way, that's my favorite cameo in Wayne's World.
Really?
Yeah, where he just...
Joey, what do you think, man?
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
I immediately, the first thing I think is the scalability of it in terms of military applications, in terms of industrial applications. I mean, this is nanotechnology right now, pretty much. But it's definitely going to be, it's a proof of concept.
Right,
so
right.
It works.
Obviously can be put together, make larger.
Kind of back to what you said earlier. Are we going to stand by idly and let China run away with AI like Palantir's CEO said? Or something? So.
You can't, but things like that, I mean, it gives me the creeps just a little bit.
I think we're getting closer to the Tower of Babel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and we keep saying, and a lot of folks in AI, like high-level folks who are retiring very early just to go do other things. And like one guy, we read a letter, exit letter from him, he's going to go become a poet.
Yeah.
Good for him.
He might laugh at that, but you can tell this guy, after working on AI, is like...
Do you think he'll write it in binary code? He'd be like E.E. Cummings on cocaine.
So here, to your point, Troy, is Alex Karp making the argument that many in tech are making. That, you might say AI is dangerous, Tower of Babel, all the us playing God, but listen.
If we didn't have the adversaries we'd have, I would be very in favor of pausing this technology completely, but we do. And that's why pausing is just, you can't pause it because it's a structural advantage both for LLMs and algorithms. So leaving, getting algorithms and LLMs to work in a classified context is going to take very specialized, I could explain how it works, but the fact is this is going to be a bonanza for the U.S. economy.
How concerned are you about China right now?
Everyone's very concerned. I think we were in a conversation this morning where I referenced, when we started first talking about China and America, and I was saying that this was not going to end well. That was a controversial statement. Now it's consensus. America is fairly unified in its idea that, that China and people running China are not acting in a way we can accept. And I think the consensus, if I had to guess, in China is we're never going to get this back on the rails with America, so we should up the aggression.
I don't know if I agree with that assessment.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. My thoughts are this. When you have a premier in Xi Jinping who is having organs harvested and blood transfusions to stay alive, the number one thing of any power center is self-propagation and self-protection, meaning it knows. I don't care. They just axed the number 2 over there, which was the only one that had any combat experience in all of his command. when you have a corrupt system where you can pay $1 million to be a colonel or a general in the PLA, I'm telling you guys, they know that if they go head to head with us, that would be the end of their regime, because
100%.
they have bled the people dry over there. They've taken all the money out of the province banks.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you know this, but in China, each of the province's central bank has to pay basically a
franchise fee,
a tribute every time, in addition to the tax.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't.
No, but
China's-
you would agree though with the idea that you don't want, even with all the corruption there in China, you don't want them to essentially advance on a certain tech that gives them essentially a secret weapon.
100% behind supporting the advancement of it. Yes.
Right.
You have to.
Right. And by the way, do you remember it was, and some say it was purposely leaked, where it was Kim Jong-un, Xi Jinping, and Vladimir Putin talking, and they're talking about how we're going to stay young through organ transplants and blood transfusions, and we're looking at 150 years. If that's true at all, now that could just be, ridiculous propaganda. But we just showed you a liquid robot. Yeah. Like, maybe there's something to it. Who knows?
Possibly.
Who knows? But we'll hit this break. Be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Another shutdown for parts of the federal government is expected this weekend. Funding for the Department of Homeland Security is set to expire tomorrow as lawmakers debated new restrictions on President Trump's immigration enforcement agenda, but could not come to terms before lawmakers departed Washington. The White House has been negotiating with the Democrats. The two sides failed to reach a deal by the needed deadline. Some federal workers could begin to miss paychecks and services like airport screening. It could be affected if the shutdown drags on for several weeks, even though this one should be much different than the record 43-day shutdown that was seen last fall. The closures will be very narrowly confined to aspects of the Department of Homeland Security. President Trump on his way to North Carolina's Fort Bragg. That's where he plans to spotlight Special Forces involvement in the capture of Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro. This is SRN News.
Have you noticed losing weight is harder than it used to be? You're eating better and exercising, but the scale barely moves? The real problem isn't willpower, it's metabolic dysfunction. And standard dieting just makes it worse. PhD Weight Loss has helped thousands fix the root cause of stubborn weight. Take their free metabolic assessment at fixmyweightloss.com. Fixmyweightloss.com. It's quick, personalized, and shows why your body is resisting weight loss, so you know exactly what to fix. Visit fixmyweightloss.com. That's fixmyweightloss.com.
From Lionsgate and Kingdom Story Company comes the highly anticipated I Can Only Imagine 2.
Hey, it's Bart Millard from Mercy Me. And almost 10 years ago, we made a movie called I Can Only Imagine. And it did okay. But while everything was supposed to be perfect on the outside, real life hit on the inside. This is that true story.
Imagine what God can do again. I Can Only Imagine 2. In theaters February 20th. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Shinbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Shinbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Nice forecast today and much of Valentine's Day before that big weekend storm system arrives. There will be a good bit of sunshine today with a high temperature up to about 70. Clouds on the increase tonight, but I think we're dry. Overnight low temperature down to about 46. Valentine's Day tomorrow, Saturday. Lots of Mardi Gras activities and parades with a high temperature up to about 74. I think we're dry tomorrow and dry through much of the evening hours for your Valentine's plans, with rain and thunderstorms moving in probably in the pre-dawn hours of Sunday morning. Some of the storms on Sunday could be strong, possibly severe, locally heavy rainfall. High temperature up to about 70, and nice weather returns on President's Day Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Del Rey to Publix.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. The suspect involved in a shooting that also left a SWAT team special agent injured has died. The suspect has been identified as 25-year-old Jardarian Clemens of Montgomery. The incident happened Wednesday evening in the 4,000 block of Longleaf Drive near Montgomery Regional Airport. The unidentified special agent was struck by gunfire several times, but is expected to make a full recovery. Governor Kay Ivey officially announced the establishment of the new Technology Quality Assurance Board on Thursday. The board was created to ensure secure and effective executive branch deployment of emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence. The Alabama Public Service Commission announced on Thursday the new 483 area code will be implemented on February 23rd. The rollout follows the recent 10-digit dialing change in the area. New customers or customers in need of an additional phone line will soon be assigned the new 483 area code. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Epicure and Jack's Tavern, located at 2060 Downing Street. 5 ice-cold beers, 1 bucket, $13. Anytime. At Epicure and Jack's Tavern, their beer buckets are always available. No happy hour clock required. Come in, relax, and enjoy great food with an even better deal. Epicure and Jack's Tavern. Cold beer, fair prices, no fine print. Come taste what everyone's talking about.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Ran across this next story, on Gizmodo. Scientists may have spotted the Soviet Union lander that's been missing for 60 years. Luna 9 had a bouncy touchdown on the lunar surface in 1966, becoming the first spacecraft to land on the moon. On February 3rd, 1966, the Soviet Union's Luna 9 became that first human-made object to touch down on the lunar surface and beam back a photo of the moon. Since then, the whereabouts of the spacecraft have remained a mystery, but a team of astronomers believe they're getting close to finding the remains of the long-lost lunar probe. You ever lost a probe?
If you did, you would probably not know where it was at, except in your orifice, I guess.
You'd have
probes. How could you not know where it was?
Broken. Yeah.
Doing machining, you have probes, and the probes would get broken quite often. They're super expensive, too.
Anyway.
Bad probe.
A team led by Louis Pinot.
Who?
Pinault. Or Pinot.
Isn't that Louis?
Pinot, yeah.
From the University College London, designed a machine learning algorithm to scour the hundreds of images of the moon's surface that have been captured by NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. The You Only Look Once extraterrestrial artifact program scanned the dusty lunar surface in search of Luna 9, and the team has narrowed it down to multiple possible locations. Any of these spots could hold the discarded Luna 9, and the researchers now need a second look to find it. The findings are detailed in the new study they have published. The U.S. may have been the first country to land astronauts on the moon in '69, but the Soviet Union successfully touched down on the lunar surface 3 years prior with this Luna 9 spacecraft. The Soviet probe carried out the first successful landing on a celestial body, touching down on the moon's Oceanus Procellarum region. whatever.
Okay.
Unlike modern lunar landers built today, Luna 9 deployed a spherical landing capsule with inflatable shock absorbers and fired a brake engine. The probe bounced around on the lunar surface a few times before coming to a halt using 4 pedal-shaped panels. Luna 9 sent back the first images taken from the lunar surface. So they're getting close, and I mean, would it be something if they narrow it down? They go, there's nothing there.
Yeah, really.
Nothing there.
They never came here.
Why don't we have a rover up there just constantly driving around checking stuff out?
That's a good. Maybe we do. I don't know.
I mean,
We do.
I thought if we did, that they would say, "Hey, this is where we think this
I
is."
know we got static probes up there that are collecting it constantly.
Yeah, so I thought that one was kind of interesting. Like, I wonder what else we might find up there. Like, if we find an obelisk, I'm like, don't touch it.
There's a lot of minerals. I know that.
Kubrick was a prophet. Don't touch the obelisk. Though,
have to turn off life support now.
By the way, still one of my favorite movies.
It's
like
great.
that movie will
It's
blow your hair
movie.
back.
Yeah, it's a incredible movie.
Like, especially if you're ready or in that sort of mood to kind of just let the movie happen, not overanalyze and want.
It's a dystopian kind of trip. It's very interesting.
It can be dystopian, but it can also be strangely hopeful
No,
in a
it's got
way.
hope. There's hope in it.
Yeah, like
Till the end.
there's a and then the especially HAL 9000
shutting down everything.
with what we're dealing with these days. You're like the man had prophetic vision. Like incredible movie, and in this world of CGI and computer graphic, all sorts of animation, blue screen, green screen backgrounds, all this stuff. To see how they did the practical effects is
very good,
and how it still holds up to this day. Well, freaking love
Clockwork Orange is another good one he did. Oh my
Absolutely.
God,
And, well, with all the
Malcolm
Epstein
McDowell.
stuff, Eyes Wide Shut is back. Especially the conspiracies around it.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, that this was not the movie that was released. That, by the way, I remember, I didn't go. Obviously, I was a kid. But my mom and dad and my aunt and uncle went to go see Eyes Wide Shut, thinking Stanley Kubrick. Like, he's a great director.
Okay.
They go to see it, and then they walked out in 10 minutes.
Bet they did.
Yeah, they're like, that's
I
the
know
worst.
the scene they walked out on, too.
Yeah, that's like the worst thing I've ever seen. And they're like, what do we want? And then they left. And I remember them saying that they left. I'm like, why? It's a movie. Watch the whole movie. You paid for the movie. Watch the movie.
Have you ever tried to watch it?
No. Because it's so, I've learned, butchered.
It's awful. I mean, I've tried to watch it a couple of times thinking I could get it now. No, it makes no sense.
Why is it awful?
To me, there's no rhyme or reason in that movie whatsoever. It's like the middle of the movie should have been at the beginning and vice versa. It just makes no sense. It's hard to follow.
Well, and that might give credence to the conspiracy that Kubrick had he supposedly had a narrator he wanted over the top of a lot of these scenes.
That would have helped.
And director of photography has said there's a lot we shot that wasn't just Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. So there's a lot that went on the cutting room floor, and this is essentially saying this is not the movie we made. And there's reports that, again, it could be just rumor and conspiracy, but that Kubrick was getting in fights with the executives.
Oh, yeah?
Like saying, you're not going to ruin my movie. Like somebody overheard them yelling at each other. A few days later, he's dead.
Well, they managed. If that was supposed to be a good movie, they managed to ruin it because it's.
Well, I think it was supposed to be a movie about secret societies and all
that
the
part you
crazy
figured, but-
stuff they come up with.
Hit too close to home, didn't it, with some of the execs?
Yeah,
Yep,
it
that's
might
what I'm
have.
thinking too.
Might have just a little bit. And some newly released Epstein emails show a new relationship. And again, this is like name isn't a household name.
Okay.
But it just shows like how tied in everybody is to this stuff. And I hate to lean on the Always Sunny in Philadelphia thing.
That's a good one.
But I think there really were a lot of folks who like just went snorkeling. I think there really were a lot of folks who just went to the party. It's kind of like the Diddy thing where they go to the party, but they don't go to the after
It's
party.
an after party. That's right. Yeah.
Not everybody.
How long did you stay?
Well, yes, this is the question.
Yeah.
Well, and like not everybody that hung out with this guy, because he hung out with everybody,
Right.
we're finding, did the most depraved stuff on earth. But I also don't buy the folks who are like, nothing, there's no proof, no smoking gun in these things. I'm like, no, there's code words and all sorts of creepy crap all over this stuff.
And a lot of them, honestly, like, what's his name, Lutnick or whatever, the way they try to explain it only makes it worse.
Right. No, I think, I don't know, maybe Lutnick is the dirtiest
He might
evil
be, but
SOB
it
on the
just-
planet and he's just hit it. Or I think Lutnick, it was more a money thing.
There's no doubt, but the way he explained his First, at first he didn't admit being on the island. Then he explained, yes, I went there with my wife and my 4 children and my nannies. And some other friends.
Well,
and their
then
children.
Another email came out where it's Lutnick inviting Epstein in 2015, which is 4 years after that lunch, to a fundraiser for Hillary Clinton.
I get it, though. He is more than likely is the money man, and they know he's the money man and the bad money man, but they need the money.
But this woman named in this report just resigned. Let's listen in.
Second birthday, he got an email from former Obama White House counsel Kathy Rumler. Happy birthday. I hope you enjoy the day with your one true love, adding a smiley face. Epstein responded, they say that men usually gave a name to their penis, as it would be inappropriate to make love to a total stranger. Rumler replied, hard to believe that there is still an open question about whether men are the inferior gender. This is one of just a few of the hundreds of emails that Rumler exchanged with Epstein during the final years of his life. Now the chief legal officer at Goldman Sachs, Rumler has said that she got to know Epstein through her work as a lawyer, and that the two were, quote, friendly in that professional context. But in the latest release of Epstein Files from the Justice Department, photos of Rumler and messages between the two suggest they had a close personal friendship. Rumler discussed matters in her personal life, expressed gratitude for their, quote, friendship, sometimes concluded messages with, quote, XO and XOXO, and repeatedly fawned over gifts from who she called at times Uncle Jeffrey. Rumler even discussed possibly visiting Epstein's private island, asking in 2017 if she could take a, quote, day trip there, with emails suggesting Epstein tried to coordinate a private jet to pick her up. It's unclear if the visit ever occurred, and a Goldman Sachs spokesperson previously said Rumler never visited the island. Rumler's PR team referred CNN's questions about her birthday exchange with Epstein to her attorney. The fact is, Ms. Rumler does not make any statement about Epstein's penis. She does not reference it, she does not joke about it, she does not banter with Epstein about it, she does not accede to Epstein's unsolicited, gratuitous remarks about men and their penises. Nothing. In another message from July 2015, Rumler asked Epstein if he read a New York Times story which featured critics of sex offender registries, like the one he had been listed on for several years by then. Thinking about whether there is an opportunity there, Rumler wrote. Asked about that exchange, a Rumler spokesperson told CNN, at times, Epstein sought informal advice and she provided feedback based upon her understanding at the time, without any formal involvement. Months later, Rumler wrote that helping Epstein with his, quote, legal was important because, quote, friendships goes two ways. A spokesperson for Rumler told CNN she, quote, has done nothing wrong and has nothing to hide. Nothing in the records suggests otherwise. Jeffrey Epstein was a man of 1,000 faces. Miss Rumler only saw the one he put on to win people over and gain credibility and acceptance. Her views were shaped by that and his denials of any wrongdoing other than what he had pled guilty to years prior. Miss Rumler has deep sympathy for those harmed by Epstein. If she knew then what she knows now, she never would have dealt with him at all.
And also think about those charges, like the light charges.
Mm-hmm.
What were they? It was prostitution with a minor. And I think, and he serves his time, and he gets out. And I think there are a lot of folks who are like, well, I mean, we knew he was creepy and weird, but they didn't let their mind go to. And since that time, Epstein has become this symbol, and I think rightfully so, of the most depraved stuff in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And all these, that's why I think a lot of these folks are running away with these definitive statements or never, no. Like, again, it's the Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I went to the sex island, but I only went snorkeling.
And I'm sure there are some of that, but okay, if that's you, you better come forward, man. If you're trying to clear your name, do not wait until you're in this predicament to go, wait a minute. Everything just, it's not a bad or a good visual.
Well, and the Sultan, who was caught talking about that torture video, he's now resigned from his position.
As Sultan?
Yeah, but like all these, I have to quit my job at Goldman Sachs. Will you be all right?
Yeah.
Of course you'll be all right. Quitting your job at chief counsel of Goldman Sachs. Like, you've got money for days.
The amount of collateral damage just by being associated with them is pretty profound, and there's no getting out of it in many ways. I think because it's court of public opinion's already ruled.
Yep.
Well, and even the New York Times today notes that one Epstein email, there is a peculiar combination of pizza and grape soda. In truth, on at least 5 occasions, Epstein's urologist, Harry Fish, uses the word pizza and grape soda in strange ways. In making this observation, we don't know any particular theory, like what the words actually mean. You can guess. But however, the author should have noted that there are at least 5 and more likely at least 6 mentions of pizza and grape soda. And in that one case, the words appear to be about sex, since they come after a discussion of erectile dysfunction pills. Here are a few of the cases, quoting from these emails. After you use them, wash your hands and let's go get pizza and grape soda. Their text messaging exchange it begins with Epstein emailing Fish to request Stendra, a fast-acting second-generation ED drug that was designed for greater spontaneity. The them Fish is referring to are clearly the pills. Then in separate messages, Fish writes, "What time do you want to get pizza and grape soda tomorrow?" Pizza and grape soda? Grape soda? Enough said.
Yeah.
Pizza and grape soda tomorrow for lunch? First, we get a slide of pizza with grape soda, then the Pop-Tart, to which Epstein replies, "Wow." And someone whose name is redacted, but is almost certainly Fish, as he is sending an attached document from Veru Equity, which is Fish's company, appears to make clear that he is using a coded phrase when he writes in an email to Epstein, quote, "Let's go for pizza and grape soda again. No one else can understand." Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you can make the jokes, and I think there are a lot of very powerful people that rubbed elbows with this guy who didn't go for pizza and grape soda, but in many ways, I think this is a sort of, even if you had a little suspicion, like think of before it became this huge symbol and meme in society.
Right.
Like you maybe had a suspicion, but it's so like, you go about your day. Not my business. Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Yeah.
You know what I find fascinating by all this, because I think it's been overplayed to a point where I have fatigue with it.
Sure.
But here's the deal. I hate saying this. This is how the world of power works. Okay?
Yep.
People do this everywhere around the world. There's T-boys in Afghanistan.
Yep.
There's lady boys in Bangkok. I'm just saying. I'm not proving. I'm saying this. Why this surprises you that this is going on? But absolute power corrupts absolutely.
100%.
And a great point to bring this back to like how much I think people take the morality they seem to say, well, I just came up with it. I just thought, like, how much it relies on actually the Christian revolution.
Sure.
And the spreading of God's kingdom around this world. Because you can go, like I've been reading through Justin Martyr, so I guess late 2nd century around there, and he's saying that, like, yes, y'all constantly, I think the word he uses, corrupt boys. And in fact, if you go to pagan, like Greek and Roman, like they're proud of it.
Yep.
Nero's little minnows?
Yeah, they're proud of it. And they don't bat an eye about it. And it's like, that's, to your point, it's just the way of the world and power. And it took, like, Christians in the 1st and 2nd century saying, no, we think y'all worship demons, and you accepted them at their names. In fact, it's the same demon Socrates was calling out, and you killed him too. And yes, that's in early Christian texts. There's a lot of talk of how they would corrupt young people in particular.
Yeah,
and you know what they mean by that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, I think you're right. It is the way of the world. But
well, I try to tell people. We've talked about this. So if you've traveled, and Eddie, I know you've been around a little ways, and I'm not sure about how far you've traveled out. The rest of the world is it's much harsher. Listen, when you turn on water here, you just take it for granted.
Then
you
it's
get good
clean
water,
water,
right?
yeah.
You go somewhere else. I'm just saying the world is not, and that's why I believe modern liberalism, postmodern liberalism, this British liberalism that was infiltrated the West and brought everything down, has a fallacy, and it's they want the world to be this way, but it is not that way.
Right.
Thus, everything you do for me to buy in is going to be a house of cards, and it will not work. And it's anyway. So
it's true. Yeah, no, and I don't know if you heard my rant yesterday.
I did.
In the show.
I did. It was very good. It was
I'm very
good.
frustrated as well in many ways, but it's continuing. Just interesting odds and ends, and the number of people who are quitting. And in fact, Thomas Massey, some just hate the man now.
I don't hate like him more now.
Well, the Wall Street Journal put out DP World Chairman and Chief Executive Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem. Is that how it's said?
Yeah. Sulayem.
Resigned from the Dubai-based global ports operator after documents revealed by the Justice Department show he had ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Thomas Massey quote tweets this and goes, DOJ redacted information necessary to identify who sent Epstein the quote-unquote torture video email. Representative Rokon and I first discovered his name and released it Monday. Today he resigns. But of course, the Wall Street Journal presents as the DOJ put it out there.
Yeah, right.
And again, that's fascinating that like they're making Massey the bad guy in this, and he's a failed politician who never gets anything done. Seems he's gotten a lot done.
Yep.
On this particular episode.
He's a modern day Socrates. Gadfly.
He's definitely a gadfly.
I love it.
Definitely a gadfly. So it's going to continue. And as much as Trump wants this to go away, here's where I think we are in our politics. And it's a shame. The economy could be better. Foreign policy could be better.
Could be. Should be.
You have all these amazing innovations making life better. You bring down the cost of drugs. Bring down the cost of gas.
Agreed.
Like across the board, on metrics we can measure, actually, things are going in the right direction.
You bet.
And yet, people tend to vote based on vibes and narrative. And you've said it many times before, like when you know at a certain point somebody's lying to me and hiding the ball from me, how can I trust them?
I can't trust them again.
Now, you might actually really trust somebody, and somebody you really trust says to you, I can't tell you about this. And you're okay. Fair enough.
Right.
And I think there are folks in that boat
definitely.
with Trump and all sorts of other relationships. But the younger voting demographic, which put Trump over the top in 2024, and the independents, and like the cultural, like as much as they don't want to take credit or the credit is overblown about the podcast space, like somebody like a Tim Dillon or the Flagrant Podcast or Joe Rogan or Theo Vaughn, or these guys do shape opinion in a way that isn't explicitly political, unless I think it's even more effective, it's more lasting. They're all, everybody in that sort of world is like, what the hell is going on here? Why are y'all acting so weird about this? And like Trump will say, nobody cared about it until I became president. Well, you yourself cared about it in 2024 in the campaign trail enough to promise this.
That's the problem.
That's like, what is this?
No one's dropped video or anything. You know how we love to go back and listen to somebody, what they said, and then play it in their face. No one's dropped video of him saying that.
Yeah.
Epstein, because I know it was there. I heard it too.
Yeah. So it's a shame because I think things will start going in the right direction, already are going in the right direction on the economy and so many other metrics. But if he can't regain that energy and that vibe that put him over the top in 2024, 2026 is going to be rough.
It's already fractured. It's already fractured the MAGA party with Taylor Greene and people just kind of, washing their hands of, hey, you made a promise, but you didn't fulfill it. And so what do? They fill in the blanks, Joey. Oh, well, he must be covering something up because he must be implicit in it.
Or something along those lines. But I don't know. Maybe we'll be on to the next thing in a couple weeks.
That's what I was going to ask you. Where do you think this goes? What's your gut? What's your gut tell you? How long?
I think what happens is this goes away, then it comes back.
Yeah.
Goes away, comes back.
Really
I think people will continue to dig into this stuff. And it has a lot of legs.
It's deep in the annals of conspiracy theory, but it's based in truth. So
it really does give a lot to. That's a lot of what conspiracy theorists have been saying for years. And of course, conspiracy theory, people claim is a CIA.
Yeah, it's a psyop. It's a ghost in the machine. Yeah.
Right. And much of, all these books written about JFK, how many of them are just straight up on purpose crap? To just flood the space so you can't.
Well, that's a subject you can't lose on. You write a book about it. Everybody's most people are interested in it.
Well, but I mean, purposely, people are paid to write nonsense books in order to muddy the waters where certain researchers and writers actually are onto something true about it.
Yeah, well, they have, there's two types of psyops when you do information operations. One is called misinformation, and the other is disinformation. That's disinformation. It's to muddy the water of the operations environment.
And still doubt.
Yeah, and I didn't cue it up for today, but it saw a clip from a year or two ago, Ron Paul on Tim Pool's show, and they're asking Ron Paul, he's like, look, we don't have a constitutional republic anymore. And this is like 89-year-old Ron Paul. We don't have a government like it is laid out in the Constitution. We have whatever this imperial thing is. And they're like, well, when did that change? He's like, well, you could pick all sorts of dates in the last 100 years, but I think it was November 22nd, 1963. Yeah, I did too. And the young people in the room are like, what's that? They're like, when Kennedy was murdered by our own government?
Yep.
was Dr. Paul's exact quote.
I believe it.
And there's also a recent thing just came out about Nixon, and actually why Nixon was so quiet as he's being destroyed during Watergate.
Really?
That it wasn't just the press that obviously wanted Nixon out for left-wing causes, that there was a whole cabal of folks who were actually maybe more right-wing than Nixon within military and intelligence that were really the ones screwing him.
Yeah.
And he knew, but in order to save face for the country, he resigned and took the hit.
He was a conundrum in many ways. He was really successful in some things and then horribly caught in the other. So
yeah. Anyway, have you ever heard the tapes of him talking about Bohemian Grove?
Yeah. Listen, there's some good stuff out there that was recorded. I love G. Gordon Liddy. He talks about when I was a child, I was scared of mice, so I just tied myself down into the basement where the mice would crawl all over me and stuff. I'm like, that's a man.
Anyway, we got to hit this break. Be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
President's Day savings start early at Royal Furniture. From now through February 23rd, score incredible deals during their President's Day sale. Get 60 months, no interest, and no money down on purchases of $2,000 or more. Plus, don't miss out on their free mattress event. Get a free queen mattress with any in-stock 5-piece bedroom group, $9.99 or more. Bedrooms as low as $17 a month, living rooms from $10 a month, and dining rooms and recliners from just $7 a month. Shop Royal Furniture in Prattville, Montgomery, Auburn, and 11 other locations in Alabama and Tennessee. Royal Furniture, style, comfort, and savings fit for a president.
When winter hits your furnace hard, don't settle for a quick fix. Call the Luckwire team that gets it done right and gets it done fast. Winter is tough enough without a broken heater. When your furnace struggles, call Luckwire to get your home warm again. Winter hits hard. We hit back. For furnace repairs done right and fast, you need Luckwire. Whatever you require, call Luckwire. AL license number 22154.
The Health and Wealth Show. The Health and Wealth Show. The show so nice, we said it twice. Weekday evenings at 6 on News Talk 93.1 WACD. The Health.
Break it up, son. Joke's over here.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Real Estate Minute. Many of the real estate laws have changed recently, and you need to know how this might affect you as a seller or a buyer. As an agent of the seller, the agent owes undivided loyalty and full confidentiality to the seller. The listing agent can recommend repair services and vendors, pricing guidelines, tips to help get your house in selling shape, and negotiate offers and counteroffers for your benefit. A facilitator, which is the new term, cannot suggest a price or counter or recommend anything. They offer very limited services. A buyer agent solely represents a buyer's interest and can recommend mortgage lenders, down payment alternatives, and can suggest an offer price and write an offer. Whether you are selling or buying, you need someone in your corner that's trained to represent their clients. After training over 15,000 agents throughout the state and help create and close thousands of home sales over 4 decades, get the straight information from Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. How's your Friday the 13th going so far? If you have evening plans, I think we should be dry with increasing clouds and an overnight low temperature down to about 46. Tomorrow, Saturday, Valentine's Day, lots of Mardi Gras activities in various cities, and I think it'll be comfortable with a high temperature up to about 74. I've got us dry tomorrow and dry through much of the evening hours for all those Valentine's evening plans. But rain and thunderstorms move in the pre-dawn hours of Sunday morning. Some of the storms on Sunday could be strong, possibly severe, with locally heavy rainfall and a high temperature near 70 on Sunday. Then back to nice weather on President's Day Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. 272-9228. If you want to get in on the conversation, let's go right to Donkey Lori on line one. Hey, Donkey Lori, how you doing?
Hey guys, happy Friday.
Happy Friday the 13th.
It's beautiful outside. I've got my foster puppies outside playing in their pen.
Oh, they're loving
They're
life.
enjoying the sunshine. I put little kiddie pools in there with sheets and toys in them, and they use them like an obstacle course, and they go from pool to pool. But I put one in there with just a few inches of water in it today, just to see what they would do. You know, if they wanted to get in and splash around. I don't have any takers. They go over and get a little drink of water, even though they got water bowls, but they're not. They're like, it's still a little cold on the paws, Ma. So that's not why I called. I called because I don't pretend to know anything. I mean, honestly, if I don't hear it from you guys or catch it off a TikTok or something, I have no idea what's going on in the world. But I had a thought while I was listening to y'all. I just get the feeling that Trump has been severely threatened. Like, because of the way he's acting about it rubs me the wrong way too, and it's completely out of character for him. He doesn't back down for anything.
Right.
And usually when he gets on something, I mean, he's on it. He's like a lion on prey. He's not letting go. But I just wonder how many very influential people, elite leaders from around the world, because this is worldwide, that, you know, if some folks have gotten to him and said, look, you know, the United States is stirring a pot that doesn't need to be stirred.
Because, it very well could, if you dig deep enough, implicate a lot of different intelligence activity from multiple different nations.
Absolutely.
And that's always been one aspect of the theory I think I do believe, though I couldn't prove it, is that essentially Jeffrey Epstein, for money laundering reasons, all sorts of reasons, was given a license to kill, and he really abused that license.
He did.
To where, that's why I think he even got the slap on the wrist, as light as it was, with the weird mention of, well, we had to give him that sweetheart due because he was tied to intelligence.
Right.
Which the guy, U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, later kind of walked back a little bit, but already out of the bag, buddy. But yeah, and that would explain Trump. Like Trump, I mean, let's not forget, he almost had his head blown off in front of the entire world.
Yes. And how many attempts do we not know about that?
Amen.
You know, how many he doesn't know about, but how many he does know about that we don't know about, because that just puts people in freak out mode. You want to, make your country feel even more unstable than it already is. Get word on a regular basis that, the president has a great big old target on him. And I just think of all the things that he's tackling, there's some things that they're going, don't you touch it. I forget what context it was. I think it was I know it was a podcast. I don't know which one it was. I don't know if it was a Sean Ryan or I can't remember. played a clip of Benjamin Netanyahu in the United States giving a speech, and kind of made this little remark about, paying a visit to Mar-a-Lago. But that wasn't what he said, but he said Mar-a-Lago. It sounded like a straight-up threat. I mean, it kind of made, like, you went, ooh. Sometimes...
There are very old clips of
BB
BB saying, how much we can control the American political elite. But
I think he overstates that.
Yeah, and part of that is there's a two-way street of love. So the control is actually requires some reciprocity by on the American side. That's why I've never bought the full-on,
they're not.
The Jewish state's running everything. It's
They're
like,
not in
okay,
control
guys,
of it. They're not in control of it.
But that's my feeling on it, because I've been a Trump supporter from day one, mainly because I do believe that he is for the American people. I don't think he is without stain, but I do think if he had dipped his toes in anything controversial like the whole Epstein world, that would have come out so long ago. They've been chomping at the bit to get him dead, in prison, impeached, you name it. I don't even know. I'm sure his bottom hurts because his rectum has been inspected, 100 ways to heaven. Sorry, y'all. But you know what I mean?
Yeah. We were talking about lost probes a second ago. So.
Well, I just thought I would just go with the program there. But I just don't think there's any way he had any involvement. It would have already come out. They would have crucified him with it. Yeah. But I do just get the feeling that, he's getting some threats, and he's, being told, you're the president. This is your country. These are your people, and you need to squish it. And you can't put the genie back in the bottle at this point.
You're right.
So, all right, fellas. Sorry
Appreciate
y'all
you.
stuck in the building, but it's a beautiful day out
looks
here.
beautiful.
Y'all have a great Valentine.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Right.
Thank you, Lori.
And we're just seeing here, on Fox Business, there's a new study showing that young men have no dating skills at all. And
no social skills, period.
Yeah.
Yep. Go to a job interview. They don't even know how to look you in the eye or shake
I know
your
this
hand.
is a good brag, but when we were kids, 14 years old and probably a little older, we were all about getting away from our parents. We would steal a car now and again. Now you can't get a 14-year-old to order off the menu.
Sure.
They're too scared to do. I mean, I don't understand what happened.
No, there's been this ironic turn where, like, my Uncle Scott, who he lived it up at Auburn. He's a great guy. He's now back living in Auburn. His daughter, my cousin, became a nurse in my mother's honor, and she's doing great, working in Birmingham, and they're really awesome. But he had a rip-roaring good time before he cleaned up his life. Let's just say, and he's a freshman. He's 18 years old, and he would talk about how they would go through the directory after you'd have like one of these rush parties. You go through the directory and you just call up the girl direct. Like it was just, and it wasn't like that crazy. It was just what you do, and. He's like, it should be easy for you with the cell phones. And I remember but I remember telling him at that time, actually, no, it makes people too available because you ain't the only one pinging that cell phone, literally with a text or a call, but all sorts of other distractions.
Agreed. But when I used to have to call Priscilla, I had to ask her dad or her mom, can I talk to her?
No, but I think those limitations actually were encouraging in a weird way. You had to take the limitations into account, overcome them.
Yeah.
Now that there are like none in terms of communications, ironically, and beyond dating, just social behavior in general, millennials, my generation and younger, we're more connected than ever before, and yet the least connected in person.
Disjointed. Yeah.
And I think it's overexposure where people have thought about it like, well, remember how you used to act a fool in middle school and high school, and especially Gen Xers, and and there weren't cameras literally everywhere. Now there are cameras literally everywhere in everybody's
still
hand.
Like fools.
So it's a weird dynamic.
It is strange. I remember. I mean, again, we were trying to hurry up and grow up, I guess, and so that meant you had to do things. And for kids nowadays, they're paralyzed just to have to do something.
I think a lot of it has to do with, and I call it the digital divide.
Yeah.
They were brought up on the net, and gaming is okay. So you're talking to someone on your headphones, but you really don't have any skills being able to look someone in the eye,
to them,
shake your hand, and firmly. And It's just different. It's a different world.
Your generation too, Joey, and it's happened to me a few times where I'd be great friends with somebody over the internet, never met them before, and when I meet them, just don't have that same connection.
The same dynamic
just,
at all.
Yeah, you're just like, ooh, how weird is that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, and it is off-putting, where all you've dealt with is a messaging app,
and you think you've got this great connection.
You don't have the same
met them, and I'm
rapport
just
at
like,
all.
who is this? Yeah, who's this guy?
No, and I admit, doing the radio, there's some folks I'm better at talking to on the phone than meeting them. You know what I mean? That's how your relationship's built. It's just how it is.
Yeah, that's good.
Anyway, let's go to line 1.
All right,
you're on there. Who's this?
Yes. This is the first time calling.
Oh, hello. What's your name?
Murray.
Hey, Murray, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Life's all right. You're on there, by the way, so what's up?
Yes. Actually, I was calling about an episode of JT and Leanne.
Okay.
And they were on that, I guess, I don't know if it was last Saturday, the Saturday before.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a lady on there called Boo Archer. And she had listed 12 things that cause stress and anxiety. And I was wondering if y'all could put that over the air. Or I don't know how. Or
I would have to. I don't have it readily available to just throw out there.
Right. Could y'all find out for me and
yeah.
Or how could I go about getting that list?
You're looking for a copy of that list.
Mm-hmm.
There might be a way to just get in touch with JT and Leanne direct.
And how do I do that?
Are you on the Book of Faces on Facebook?
I am, but I don't use it that much. I guess I could.
Yeah, I would reach out to them in person, or excuse me, on Facebook. Just message them.
Mm-hmm. JT, he's good at responding too.
Okay, I'll just do that. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Hi, it's Debbie.
Hey, Debbie.
Hey, Debbie.
Hi. Talk about dating and all this with the young people today. I see a huge difference from when I was young to now. Like you were saying, you call somebody, mom and dad would answer, you'd have to get permission to go out with the lady, all that good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then by the 70s, when I hit into my teens where I really could date, then it was like women's lib and women could ask guys out. I mean, we're talking about a drastic change at this point, right? And so I saw that happen. Then I seen where generation after generation, people started caving into themselves. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
It's basically like fearful, like you're saying. All the trees are gone. Why? Little Johnny might fall and bust his leg.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? There's nothing to challenge you anymore. There's absolutely nothing to develop your sense of self. I mean, I can do this. I can do nothing. We're totally terrified to do anything.
Right.
Oh, don't let the kids out. That some boogeyman might come and get them. Well, unfortunately, there are such things. So there's a legit reason to feel that way. But where is the outlet for these children now? Where do they go outside and cut loose and be a fool, like you said? You don't have it anymore. And everybody's watching over them with a fine, microscope and saying, oh, no, don't do that. I'm sorry, but
no, it's true.
Now, can you imagine? You're about to.
Man.
It's about to be your first time, and just a disembodied voice. Oh no! Don't do that. You're like, whoa!
I know.
I wish that would have happened to me. Thanks for letting me know that was out there. I appreciate it.
But I remember my sister, my baby sister, who was 10 years younger than me, I helped raise her, came home second grade, and she was engaged to be married. Had a gold ring on her finger and everything.
Wow.
And we had to take her over to the young man's house, go to the door, and explain that she was far too young to be engaged, and she had to return the ring.
Ooh.
So, I mean, yes, she was a little hottie. But anyway, it was a learning process even at a young age. these children would be acting out, dating, even though they weren't old enough yet. But parents usually would intervene and, give them the proper kind of, this is what you do now, this is what you do then, and kind of guide them through it. That's disappeared.
Yeah.
It's like nobody teaches their children, okay, first thing off, when you go to take your date out, you do this and this and this and this. Well, Women's Lib botched that up. Now it's Dutch. So everybody has to pay for their own and be their own. It kind of messed things up a little bit, I think.
You know how long I milked? I only make $20,000 a year.
Okay, she can take you out then.
Yep.
Okay.
Women's
okay.
I never felt comfortable with the Dutch. I never felt comfortable with it.
Yeah, I'd rather pay full
Me too.
or not pay. One or the other. Like splitting things makes me.
What do you think about? What are a couple of the things that come to mind that you think really Women's Lib got wrong?
Well, my mother was a stay-at-home mom, number one.
Yep.
Okay. And she was an awesome woman.
Yep.
She was the one that would volunteer PTA, Girl Scouts, church leader, whatever was needed, she filled it in. She made flags for Flag Corps. She did all kinds of things that nobody does anymore.
Right.
Nobody has time. Everybody has to work. And nobody showed a bit of appreciation for the mother that stayed home with her kids. Devalued, made out to be like a lazy person that doesn't have the whatever it takes to go and get a job and work for a living. Well, that's sad, and I've seen it. I've seen it with my mom, and I know it hurt her tremendously. Yes, it is. It really is. And
because that's the hardest job.
You devalue a mom.
Yeah, that's the hardest job. Yep.
And so that was a big thing in my mind.
Okay.
Well, Debbie, I'm up against the break, and I always appreciate your call.
Thanks, Deb.
Y'all have a wonderful day.
Happy
Friday
Valentine's
the 13th,
Day.
Let's go. Yay, yay. Yes,
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's.
Thank you, Debbie.
We'll go Dutch. Dutch. That's great.
Half the gentlemen in the trucks drive around go Dutch oven.
You may not know whether he's coming or going. But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This is Jennifer Pestruccelli, General Sales Manager and co-owner of Blue Water Broadcasting. We're home to 7 radio stations at a rapidly expanding digital marketing platform, and we're looking for our next great sales professional. At Blue Water, you'll build customized campaigns that include radio and targeted digital marketing solutions. You'll prospect new clients, manage your own accounts, and work in a fast-paced, creative environment. Media or digital sales experience is a plus. Send your resume to jobs at bluewaterbroadcasting.com. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Oh, new Fox poll shows love blooms across the political divide. Really?
Democrats dating.
Say that again?
It's going to be probably about two parties in a relationship that one's left, one's right, so to speak.
Yeah, no, and in a way, the tension.
Yeah.
The tension can cause, like, sparks to fly.
Initially, and then it can also cause resentment later.
You all right, Eddie? Did you call the wrong person? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought it was.
Eddie.
But yeah, no, I've said this for years because Greg Budella keeps saying, I'm like, AOC is objectively attractive. And then he's like, but she's crazy. And I'm like, that is not.
Grudge.
That is not. Grudge. And in many ways, a good argument over this stuff can be a great, foreplay starts in the mind.
Grudge is what I think of with that one if you're going to have a relationship.
Grudge?
I think of baseball bat.
Let anger be your muse?
Yes. Ass-kicking violence.
There's number 2 today.
And that's funny, using in that context, ass-kicking.
AKV. Let's go to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Mike.
Hey, how are y'all?
Pretty good. How you doing today, Michael?
I'm doing good.
What's the...
I'm proud to have you with us, Eddie.
Well, thank you. It is Friday.
Yeah, we're having a good old time so far. The show's flying by, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
But what's the score there today, Cohen?
Like 21-0. Getting people taken care of. Everybody's been hustling. The delivery crew has been doing a great job. We had a big job downtown that they've gotten a lot of stuff delivered and got everything in the right apartments for the customer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all been good. And Michael Jackson is running like he's always running. And, I'm amazed at how many phone calls he fields during the day where somebody calls up and, he does everything he can to them. I've had a couple of customers that have said, can you just take my cable box by Spectrum and get me another one? And he's like, ma'am, I've tried before. They won't let me do that because I'm not on your account.
Yep. Man.
You have to do that, but if you'll do that, I'm happy to come by and hook it up, and in this way we can circumvent you having me having two trips out there, and we can just do everything in one. And so, it's nice to see that he's trying to save them money and get them taken care of. But anyway, that's what we try to do, and so anyway, that's I guess we're just blessed that we have the confidence in so many of these customers that we've been dealing with to give them good service.
I mean, y'all are true institutions. 60-plus years, folks, there, Cohen's Electronics and Appliances, through the generations here in Montgomery. And say, hey, maybe you get off early today. Maybe you're not doing much on Valentine's Day, especially, like, single gentlemen. Like, go by. Go check out the big new TVs there at Cohen's. Go check out. Like, go stop by the showroom. 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. They're open 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And find Michael and say, hey, I heard you on that radio show, and Eddie was there that day.
That's right. That'll make it easy to know which day it was. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Come in and see that 115-inch Samsung television. It's incredible.
Crazy.
Yeah,
big
man.
old boy.
Y'all have a great weekend.
You too,
brother. See you, man.
Again, that's Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Always appreciate his time. And, they're just doing you were pointing at that poll they're doing, like people falling in love, making love across the political divide.
If I caught it before it went away, it was like 76% of people believe that you can have a relationship with someone that doesn't believe in the same politics that you believe in.
Well, I mean, but there's got to be a consensus on it's all just crap. It's like watching wrestling.
At the end of the day, I would hope you would have that consensus.
Wrestling's real. Down in Mexico it is.
Can't fake gravity, brother. That's right. That's one of my favorite lines I've ever heard. They're right about that.
Yep.
Or have you seen it when people call out like the wrestling's fake? They're like, "You want to take a chop?"
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
And I've learned, no, I do not. Like, it's not going to hurt you, but it is going to.
It's going to shock you.
It's going to be very painful.
I had a good friend who wrestled in WWE and NWA. His name was John Hugger. He was with the Full-Blooded Italians, which he was Johnny the Bull Stamboli and Big Vito, and they would shake people down with Nunzio and take the money and then all that. And he body presses Rikishi over his head, throws him down.
That's crazy.
He's a beast. He was a good friend of
Well,
mine.
and it's a shame knowing what happened with Chris Benoit, and we don't have to revisit that. But Chris Jericho was good friends when they would often talk about how they'd wrestle because they were so close, they knew each other. They called we're going to meet and potato each other. Like I'm going to meet and potato you, which is like, what does that mean? Actually hit each other pretty damn hard. We just know which spots not. Don't hit the jaw, these sorts of things. Yeah, so don't mess around with that. And maybe politics is kind of like that. It's choreographed. It's a lot more scripted than the average voter would want to believe.
Yeah, I believe you're right there.
And there's a lot of infrastructure behind that show they put on. But it's still got some real consequences.
Sure it does.
Anyway, we got to hit this top of the hour break. Before we do, though, this part of the program, in fact, the entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. They can help you whether you're looking to buy a home. I think U.S. Treasury, it's moving down.
Yep.
So that's going to help with the mortgage rates some.
It should be. All things are looking more positive now than ever before. So, again, if you're thinking about buying now or if you're thinking about refinancing, you really want to talk to Madeline and them today. Go ahead and get in line because interest rates last 4 months have been trickling down. I think we're going to get a couple more drawdowns. But, again, be in line ready to go.
Exactly. And that, again, whether you're looking to refinance or purchase a home, get in line, get ahead of the game. And if you're a veteran, they specialize in helping veterans take advantage of those VA home loan programs. You veterans earn through your service. Don't leave money on the table. Call up Alabama Home Mortgage today at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Funding for the Department of Homeland Security is set to expire at midnight tonight. House and Senate lawmakers have left town without being able to reach a compromise between Democrats and the White House over DHS funding. They're opposed to the way that ICE has been carrying out their immigration raids. The irony, according to Republicans, is that ICE funding itself is already secure. That happened because of the big, beautiful tax bill that was passed last year. There's a new round of U.S. broker talks between Russia and Ukraine. They're hoping to bring an end to the 4-year-old war. Meanwhile, top German officials are telling their EU counterparts they would like to see a warming of relations with the United States, given recent frictions. Wendy's is closing several hundred U.S. restaurants and increasing its focus on value after weaker than expected fourth quarter earnings. This is SRN News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. How's your Friday the 13th going so far? If you have evening plans, I think we should be dry with increasing clouds and an overnight low temperature down to about 46. Tomorrow, Saturday, Valentine's Day, lots of Mardi Gras activities in various cities, and I think it'll be comfortable with a high temperature up to about 74. I've got us dry tomorrow and dry through much of the evening hours for all those Valentine's evening plans. But rain and thunderstorms move in the pre-dawn hours of Sunday morning. Some of the storms on Sunday could be strong, possibly severe, with locally heavy rainfall and a high temperature near 70 on Sunday. Then back to nice weather on President's Day Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
At ASC, we're more than a credit union. We're your neighbors. We live here, grow here, and deeply care about this community. That's why we created ASC Cares, to give back, stay connected, and support the people who make this place home. Because when our community thrives, we all do. ASC Cares, federally insured by NCUA.
1819 News.
The Alabama House has passed a bill that increases the penalties for someone who drives while under the influence of alcohol or drugs, and it results in another person's injury or death. HB 243 would change the charges for a fatal DUI case from a Class C felony to Class B. The bill would also allow for a judge to award restitution to the victims' families. A prison sentence for a fatal DUI would increase from a maximum of 10 years to a maximum of 20. State Representative Margie Wilcox sponsored the bill and said that back in 2001, the Alabama Court of Criminal Appeals requested that state lawmakers amend this law to prevent inequities in DUI cases. This bill has already passed in the state Senate, so it now heads over to Governor Ivey's desk for signature into law. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness License Plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org.
One bill that has already been signed into law by Governor Ivey is the Child Predator Death Penalty Act. The bill passed the state legislature with only 7 state lawmakers voting no. The state of Alabama now joins other states like Tennessee and Florida in having a law that imposes a death penalty on convictions of rape of a child under the age of 12. Governor Ivey said that for too long, the most vulnerable in our society have lacked the necessary protective laws from child predators. She says this bill allows for those who enact the vilest of crimes to receive the harshest of punishments. The law will go officially into effect this year on October 1st. I'm Andrea Tyson.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Don't you love the feeling of coming home to a clean house? Let Southern Bell's Cleaning Service get your home in order. Families in the River region trust Southern Bell's because they know Callan and Jesse will show up on time and believe in cleaning the old-fashioned way. They bring all their own supplies and specialize in full-service, residential, commercial, vacant properties, and construction cleanup. Estimates are always free. Call Southern Bells today at 546-0715 or follow them on Facebook at Southern Bells Cleaning River Region.
The employees of Adams Drugs would like to thank you for trusting us with your health care in 2025. We look forward to serving you and your family in 2026. You will continue to enjoy the same services such as immunizations, compounding, medication therapy management, delivery service, and wellness clinics, to name a few. Looking for that perfect gift for a loved one? Visit our Emily B. gift shop and find everything from Tyler candles to scout bags. Gift wrapping is available. If you have not visited Adams Drugs and experienced the award-winning customer service, we ask you to consider us for your prescription care in 2026. We have 12 convenient locations to serve you in the River region. 8 in Montgomery, 1 in Wetumpka, Prattville, Millbrook, and Pine Level, Marbury. Please find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Final hour of the program here on Friday. So, I mean, not to get like in uncomfortable territory, but I think it is not, you can't completely judge a man by the person that he chooses to love, or especially his wife.
Yeah.
But you can a little bit, and in good ways. It could be like it's a great relationship, and like, seriously, I've heard both of y'all's stories without having to rehash them, and they're great. They're awesome. And I think it's like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. Sure. And then sometimes you hear stories and you're like, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
And see the dynamics, and it's like, her name is Christina. That sort of like weird stuff.
Yep.
So I thought Gavin Newsom was awful. And then I saw this clip this morning where it's Gavin Newsom and his wife. And what they're complaining about, because this is a very real thing, is the mass exodus of big tech and billionaires out of California.
Yeah.
And into the arms of the Republican Party.
Yes.
Now, I think Gavin's like, oh, well, I mean, they're just doing out of convenience. Trump's temporary. That's the thing he's been selling the last few days.
Temporary.
He's been trying to just project the confidence. California's not going away. It's the future. And blah, 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 blah.
What future?
Right. Well, here is, let's get to know Gavin Newsom's wife, though. This is on some, woman podcast. I don't know.
I'm on the other side of a lot of this. Can't take the David Sachs of the world. Can't take this.
And these are people that you
I know
well
guys.
personally.
A lot of people are losing their way.
The people you're talking about at the top of these companies, some of these are incredibly powerful, incredibly wealthy, incredibly influential people. What do you make of tech's turn to the right?
It's disheartening and disturbing. It's very confusing. When you spend too much time in your bubble of wealth.
She's crazy.
Yeah.
And
you could just tell her eyes
are
crazy.
Limited perspective where you only interact with people of the same economic ilk.
Like you?
Unless they actually
She's
are
signing.
employed by you. I think that's a really dangerous place.
Your wife thinks some of these folks have lost their way.
He's like, you're here to break my wife, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Like,
Whatever she says, it's good.
No, but I found that just talk about pot calling the kettle black moment. But we're only in your bubble, and it's like you, woman?
Right, yeah.
Like, when's the last time you went down to Skid Row?
She goes, it's confusing. No, it's not. The rest of the world doesn't like it, okay?
Right.
Just shut up.
Yeah, let's go back a little bit to see the reaction when the same interviewer brings up his wife.
Are employed by you. I think that's a really dangerous place.
Your wife thinks some of these folks have lost their way.
She has strong opinions.
She has strong opinions. That's what he has to say about her. She has strong opinions. She tells me what to do.
He ain't trying to fight, man.
No.
He ain't trying to fight.
Give a little more grace. I think there's more of a situational relationship to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Some with a little more indulgent than I would like to see because I think they're selling out and they don't need to. Others that, sadly, I get the sort of corporate side of their decision making, sadly. I think the vast majority will, quote unquote, come back. I don't think they've gone that far as is perceived.
They haven't gone that far, Joey.
They haven't gone that far as perceived. Like, you mean y'all being in your little stupid liberal bubble, and anybody that steps out of line becomes automatically a racist, xenophobe, transphobe, fascist?
Well, not only that, a lot of your companies are leaving for tax purposes. Unless you're planning on changing your tax program, they're not coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the Super Bowl being played in California cost the players? They got an $865,000 bonus, each of the members of the Seahawks.
Okay.
But because they worked in California for
the
4
tax?
days, they were there before the game, they ended up losing money off of it.
Holy crap. That is
They said no
absolutely
more
insane.
Super Bowls in California. So
and this idea of taxing unrealized gains, taxing assets that you haven't actually sold.
Right.
break everybody.
Yeah, well, it won't hurt investment. But by the way, as rehashing tomorrow, or yesterday, I mean, here today, the way you solve all the marijuana problems is tax it more.
Sure.
Got to make the taxes higher, Joey. Make the potheads pay.
Let's go to Babs. Hey, Babs.
Good afternoon, everybody.
How you doing, Babs?
So, I haven't called in a long time, but I'm still listening.
I'm glad you're here.
But I have one comment to make.
All right.
The winners of the Super Bowl got $100 and something thousand to play in, was it San Diego?
San Francisco.
And
yeah.
one of those players had to pay more taxes
That's so crazy.
than what he actually won.
Yeah.
That tells the story of California, period. Don't you think?
Yep.
Yes, it
we were
does.
just talking about that. $865,000 each of the members of the winning team got, but their taxes, because they worked in California, they were there 2 days before the game and they were there a day after. So it was like a 4-day period of work, almost a week. And you're right, Babs. They ended up losing money.
That's so crazy.
Insanity.
Yeah.
Absolute insanity. And they wonder why people are leaving.
Yeah, exactly.
No wonder there.
Hey, guys, like I said, I enjoy the show. I always do. Troy, I always appreciate your input in the show.
Thank you.
And I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend and happy Valentine's
Day.
And we'll be listening next week.
Thank you,
As a matter
Babs.
of fact, Joey, I listen to your reruns at nighttime and then
That's
on
nice.
Saturday. So
Thank you, Babs. Love you.
I'm a big fan. You know,
We are-
I've been with y'all ever since the beginning. So
That's right.
You're
thanks
the best.
a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you, sweetheart.
She's the best.
She really
She's got a
is.
great heart.
Now, let's go from the crazies in California to New York City.
There's nothing crazy. What could possibly go wrong?
Apparently, New Yorkers are now embracing the free market.
Oh, yeah,
despite,
the free grocery store, right?
Yeah, hundreds of people lined up Thursday for a chance to shop at the city's first free grocery store, launched by Polymarket. As it and other prediction betting platforms face increased scrutiny from state regulators, the West Village shop, an apparent nod to Mayor Zoran Mondami's government-run grocery store pitch, drew more than 400 New Yorkers who lined up hours ahead of the 2 p.m. opening, eager to fill blue tote bags with no-cost produce, non-perishables, and toiletries.
Nice.
Huh. Times are hard, things are very expensive, so this helps, says Forest Hills resident Tori Hall, who was second in line outside the pop-up store. It goes a long way. The stunt followed a similar move from rival prediction market Kalshi, which hosted a $50 grocery giveaway for East Village shoppers earlier this month. Mondami cheekily responded to Polymarket's free store announcement this month on X, posting a photo of a sardonic headline reading, "Heartbreaking, the worst person you know just made a great point." The popular betting app, which allows users to gamble on world events like military actions and political outcomes, has drawn concerns over the possible use of classified or otherwise insider information to wager. What, you think?
Yeah.
Duh. Duh. It is gambling. At the end of the day, it's gambling.
Yeah, but they popped up this grocery store to just kind of...
Dude, when you're making money like that, you can give it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
You're right about that.
I don't know about New York City, man.
New York City.
I don't think anybody does.
Like that place. Good luck.
New Amsterdam.
Good luck in that regard. And of course, now apparently there's a partial government shutdown.
Yeah.
Caroline Leavitt saying yesterday, the president has been and always will be on the side of the American people. He wants our government to remain open, and unfortunately it appears that Democrats are barreling our government towards another shutdown for political and partisan reasons. And one of the people who's been clearly a lead negotiator between the parties is Montgomery's own, Alabama's own, Senator Katie Britt. And she took to the Senate floor, and let's listen in. This is her take on why there's now a partial government shutdown. Take it away, Senator.
Look, I'm going to say it one more time. We wanted more time. Democrats asked for 2 weeks. Our concern was that 2 weeks wasn't long enough. It took the Democrats a week to articulate what it is they wanted. They articulated it via press conference and via tweet, not by conversation. Let's be clear, not by conversation. Then it took them a number more days from Wednesday to Saturday to come up with legislative text. We then did the same thing, working back and forward. Look, you've seen advancements made from the administration. We saw a big announcement made today by Tom Homan. There is no way that you can't say we're working in good faith. We want to continue this conversation, but yet you're penalizing a TSA agent. A TSA agent is going to go without a paycheck. Why? So that you can posture politically. I'm over it. Everybody on that side of the aisle knows that ICE and CBP will continue to be funded. They're going to continue to enforce the law just as they should. Who's going to pay the price? It's the TSA agent. It's the person working at FEMA who already went 43 days without a paycheck, who's trying to figure out how to make things work. I have reports of TSA agents sleeping in their car because they can't afford gas, selling plasma to make their bills. Guys, come on. We're asking to continue a conversation.
She's passionate.
Very passionate.
I like it.
I looked over at Eddie and you, what's wrong?
I mean, you got to sometimes go to the extremes, get your point across.
Well, I think she's being genuine. I think she's like, you
We
guys
slept
are,
in the
you
car
guys
at
are-
Hyundai all the time, and nobody ever gave a speech about it.
Poor Eddie.
No, I mean, not just me. It's very
Noted.
common practice.
Noted, Eddie. You're right.
I mean, but what she's saying is right, but I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of sympathy for TSA. I fly too much.
Well, I agree with that.
Well, what about the Coast Guard?
And what about the Air Force? What about the Army? A lot of these civilians are going to be going without pay again.
And it's ridiculous because, again, the people that are holding this back, they're hurting the innocent. But they're going to tell you in the next breath that they look out for the innocent.
That's
Actions
exactly what
speak
she was
louder
saying.
than words, jerks.
Well, and then here's Senator Brett taking on more of the actual immigration argument the Democrats are pretending to care.
I think that these children do matter. And I think the 500,000 unaccompanied kids that came across the border during the Biden-Harris administration matter too. Many of them with phone numbers, safety pinned to them or written on their arm. The Biden-Harris administration got rid of the DNA policy to make sure that these kids were going to family members. These kids were lost. Many of them still are. What we heard Tom Homan say today, the day we're voting to say, can we continue this conversation? Can a TSA officer still get a paycheck while we talk? Is he said that there was a significant drawdown there in Minnesota. He said operations were successful and that 3,000 kids who had been lost had been found. Now, I remember coming down here and talking about that. I remember talking about these kids that had wandered across the border. But we deserve better. America deserves better. These kids deserve better. And this is really simple. Are we negotiating in good faith? If it takes you over 8 days to get us legislative text, and we're able to turn that around in a couple of days, you have an announcement like you have today, it's clear that we are. And so why you're making people pay the price like a TSA officer to go without pay again is beyond me, Mr. President. I yield the floor.
So, yeah, I think making the point pretty well.
Yeah.
And Senator Britt's it's interesting media strategy on her and her team's part. Seemed to have a pretty good relationship even with a lot of the corporate media. And
look what she did for Fetterman.
Oh, Fetterman. I've been saying they're besties for the rest of
Right. Look what she did for the guy.
Right.
I don't know what she did, but look how he
no,
changed.
in that big New York Times profile on her that I read last Friday, I guess.
Yeah.
The big part of it's Fetterman saying, I checked myself into Walter Reed for depression, having a real rough time, and she was one of the few that came to visit me.
Yeah, she cares. She's a
No, we talked to her
coalition
about
builder.
that,
She
too.
gets it.
Yeah.
She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, and but it's interesting. How much credit do you get for that when it comes to hardball political public posturing like what the Democrats are doing? And I think, well, Maybe over the years it gets you credit, but
No,
right now in the
not right
moment,
now, it doesn't work. Yeah.
It's not all that shocking that Democrats are going to play this game in that way.
That's all they got left to play. That's all they really have left to play, if you think about it.
Now, let's shift local. This op-ed, sometimes I'll read other people's op-eds.
Yeah.
Trended over the evening.
Okay.
From Champ Lyons Jr. Time for Alabama to put the Ten Commandments back in the classroom.
Nice.
As an Alabama Supreme Court justice, at the time when then Chief Justice Roy Moore moved a monument displaying the Ten Commandments into the Heflin-Tolbert Judicial Building, I have more than a passing familiarity with the legal issues attendant to such activity. So yeah, I'd say if he was on the court when all this went down, yeah, he probably does.
So. Okay.
Now, 25 years later, the legal landscape has changed significantly. Louisiana, Texas, and Arkansas have recently enacted legislation requiring posting of the Ten Commandments in schools. Each bill was struck down by a U.S. District Court in their respective states. Yet we can profit from these experiences enacting a law that deals with these issues, a law which will ultimately pass muster in the U.S. Supreme Court. There are two identical bills in the 2026 Alabama legislative session, HB 216 and SB 99. Hereinafter, our bill, requiring a poster displaying the Ten Commandments along with excerpts from other historical documents in Alabama public schools. Our bill is carefully drafted to overcome objections lodged in litigation in our sister states. Our bill also acknowledges recent U.S. Supreme Court cases showing disfavor with precedent from earlier decisions that require states to purge materials that happen to contain matters that partake of the religious, quote unquote. That's the legal term, I suppose, partake of the religious. In addition to the Ten Commandments, our proposed poster contains quotes from other historical documents essential to the founding of our nation. Specifically, it includes an excerpt from a letter written by John Quincy Adams, who, by the way, in my own opinion, one of the more brilliant statesmen of that century worldwide.
A brilliant mind.
In which John Quincy Adams acknowledges the role of the Ten Commandments in the foundation of Western civilization. Also included are excerpts from the Mayflower Compact, the Declaration of Independence, and the U.S. Constitution, in which the Founding Fathers recognized the existence of a supreme being. As such, they are highly relevant to the requirement of teaching history to our students and are not susceptible to attacks regarding the indoctrination of our students in matters of faith. While the poster displays the Ten Commandments, language on the poster acknowledges the existence of different versions of the commandments, thereby disclaiming any state support of a particular version. Unlike the requirement of bills from our sister states, our bill does not call for posting in every single classroom regardless of the subject matter taught or the age of the children. Instead, ours has the far more defensible requirement of posting in 5th to 12th grade classrooms in which history is taught, in a central area, and in the library. Critics who challenge the posting requirement while also acknowledging the role of such information in teaching history are met with findings in the bills justifying such posting. These findings recognize that many years of inaccurate construction of the U.S. Constitution have led to teachers being enveloped in a climate of excessive caution, while also recognizing the likelihood of other teachers declining to emphasize these historical truths for personal reasons. Regarding those who denounce indoctrination, in addition to the falsity of such a charge based on the historical truths that happen, also to partake of the religious, the poster contains express reference to the role of parents and students in making decisions about their individual paths of faith. The Alabama legislature has recently and commendably passed legislation shielding minors from exposure to inappropriate content. How about taking steps to ensure minors are exposed to highly appropriate content about our nation's founding? Time to move HB 216 SB 99 is now. Alabama can lead the nation with a model bill. And this is, again, Champ Lyons Jr. He was an associate justice on the Alabama Supreme Court from 1998 to 2011. Interesting argument.
Yeah.
Like, to where you're not, you're basing it in that this is a bedrock from many of our best founders of Western civilization and of American civilization.
There's no doubt.
And why deny it? And I suppose there are going to be the usual
naysayers,
but I ain't against something like this.
No, I'm with for it. Now, anybody who argues against the legacy that our founders had. That one of the reasons they were here was for freedom of religion. Okay, so stop trying to make it a monotheistic. These people are not true patriots. That's why they do not care about this.
I'm sorry, but like at this point, a lot of your secular humanism is just also another faith claim, in my humble opinion.
It's very hollow.
It is like if you look at our government, and like I would describe our actual government as a oligarchy, a rule by the few.
Agreed.
That is based on not money. It's not a plutocracy. Well, Bernie Sanders wants to disagree. Look at Elon. Look at all these rich folks. And I'm like, yeah, but it's interesting how those rich folks aren't part of the club.
That's right.
In so many, including Donald Trump himself.
Yeah.
So no, there is an oligarchy of pull and privilege. And so what's its basis? It's not money. It's not martial strength. It's not military might. The basis is a certain worldview that is essentially theocratic.
I would agree.
And of course, the irony is it's a theocratic belief that denies the divine and brings everything down to the material. And it's like, good luck actually proving that. And it's interesting how they have cloaked themselves in the guise of we're the neutral point of view. And it's like, no, I don't think you are.
Objective. We're objective. No, they're not. They're subjective.
And so I believe, and I don't want to impose religious belief on anybody. I do believe in freedom of conscience and freedom of religion.
Agreed.
But it's, I think you are, as you can read to your heart's desire. If you haven't opened up and cracked open the Old Testament or the New Testament, you are illiterate.
Yep.
And there are a lot of illiterate people walking around these days who have PhDs otherwise.
Educated beyond their intellect.
So I like the idea. And I say keep testing the courts.
I like it too.
Now, let's not kid ourselves. Posting up a poster in a history class in a library isn't exactly the best way to... what the poster says, the best way to bring kids and plant seeds, bring kids to faith and plant seeds is to be a living example.
Of course.
Kids tend to follow that living example over time more so than any lecture or poster you might hand down to them. But, yeah. Interesting take. And this session's kind of sleepy.
There's not much going on.
Though, did you see that Scott Stadhagen is taking a leave of absence as House Majority Leader?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, but it coincides because he's going to run, I guess, for AL GOP chairman.
I think that's what he's running, to replace John Wall.
Yeah, so he's taking a leave of absence. He'll probably win that thing.
I think he will.
Who knows? I don't know all the internal workings of the GOP, nor do I want to. And, then I guess he'll come back. But Chip Brown named interim House Majority Leader. So there's a lot of jockeying behind the scenes. You know a little of it, for this upcoming primary.
There's a lot. 2026 is a big deal because you have the camps that are like Andrew Jones, for instance. He's in a serious dogfight up there with Jesse. Yeah, and I've been tracking it. I think a lot of this is going to come down to getting out some of the veterans votes in these areas against these reps and senators that voted for SB 67. So we'll see. I may be wrong, but I don't think I am. I've been talking to a lot of people.
Well, and there's one race, HD 20.
Yeah.
Where it's Mo Brooks and I guess Representative Lomax.
Yeah.
And they are just publicly just goring one
Really?
another. Yeah. It's back and forth, back and forth. The latest is Lomax says Mo Brooks is making noise without offering any substance. And Mo's got his barbs to throw back there. So how about this? A little palate cleanser. Because this came out as like, oh, this is a crazy thing about Bobby Kennedy, about RFK Jr. But actually, in the full context, this is a great, wholesome moment that I think, of all the podcast space, only really Theo Vaughn is able to pull off. The kid, I think he wrestles with a particular religious faith. I don't know if he has one, but he's got soul and spirit for days. I think he's been through enough life to where he gives... There's one clip I saw where a guy was trying to tell a story. He broke down. Instead of trying to fill the space and the silence or stop the guy from crying, all this stuff, he kind of let it happen and was caring. And it's like you don't see that often in that sort of media.
Yeah.
So this is RFK Jr. on with Theo Vaughn. Let's listen in.
We've been in recovery together for years.
You for almost over 40 years, right?
Yeah, 43 years.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we knew. That's where we met each other.
Yeah,
Like 7 a.m. meetings above the bank over there. That was a
They
good
shut
meeting.
those down during COVID.
I know. That was heartbreaking. That was
Yeah,
one of the most
we still did live meetings every day during COVID. We moved from the bank. There was about 15 of us who moved from the bank, and we got into the Palisades Playhouse, which now is burned down during the fire. But it was kind of a pirate group, and I mean, for me, I said this when we came in, and I said, I don't care what happens, I'm going to a meeting every day.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not scared of a germ. I used to snort cocaine off of toilet seats.
Off of toilet seats.
And I know this disease will kill me. Right. Like if I don't treat it, which means going to meetings every day, it's just bad for my life. So for me, it was survival. And then, that the opportunity to help another alcoholic, that's the secret sauce of the meetings. And that's what keeps us all sober and keeps us, from self-will.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go.
So it's a great line. Like I used to snort cocaine off toilet seats. I'm not afraid of germs. But the full context you get, no, these are two guys that have struggled with heavy addiction problems and
Theo's really open about he still struggles. So
do you know who Theo reminds me of? He reminds me of Monger. Because when you watch him, he gets a little passionate and gets excited. It's love it, man. He's outstanding.
He's a real one. And of course, he gave us this classic moment with Trump on the campaign trail.
Right.
I said,
Is cocaine a strong?
Hold on.
Is cocaine a stronger up?
Yeah. Cocaine
So
will make
you're way up with cocaine more than anything else you can think of.
Cocaine will turn you into a damn owl, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's, I think, the openness of Theo that gets a lot of folks to really see. He doesn't have this ulterior motive other than maybe to be funny and make stuff up every once in a while. Anyway, we'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Bowen Road. With over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector.
That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig?
No, but it looks like you do.
And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich?
What's that?
I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man.
You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist?
That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE.
You know, I've heard a lot of the good things about David Ernest.
You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience.
Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold.
That's right, man.
And I can see that you don't have very much experience.
What do you mean, man?
Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich.
Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first.
You think he's got a shovel?
Never know till you ask.
I dig, man.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
We get a lot of questions about what all we handle at Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader, and we will handle all of your real estate needs.
We handle all your buying and selling needs, from your first home, next home, land, investment property, and even commercial properties.
We do it all and have the experience that shows you what makes us different.
So when you think real estate, think Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. Look us up on Facebook or give us a call at 334-368-6358. And let us show you who you have on your sign matters.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Shinbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Shinbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. How's your Friday the 13th going so far? If you have evening plans, I think we should be dry with increasing clouds and an overnight low temperature down to about 46. Tomorrow, Saturday, Valentine's Day, lots of Mardi Gras activities in various cities, and I think it'll be comfortable with a high temperature up to about 74. I've got us dry tomorrow and dry through much of the evening hours for all those Valentine's evening plans. But rain and thunderstorms move in the pre-dawn hours of Sunday morning. Some of the storms on Sunday could be strong, possibly severe, with locally heavy rainfall and a high temperature near 70 on Sunday. Then back to nice weather on President's Day Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray to Publix.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
So, folks, we have a clip that came out about an hour ago. I guess Trump was at Fort Bragg. And he was announcing all sorts of stuff there at Fort Bragg, dancing after he finished his speech like he's General Patton in front of that huge American flag. And he also said this.
To give you all of the equipment you need, we're also purchasing 30 new and modified Abrams tanks. Still the best tank, right? Still? It was named in honor of Stacey Abrams. Only a few very political people would understand that. Congratulations. Thank you very much for a great name, Stacey.
No chill, baby. No chill.
That's so funny.
Is that a fat joke?
A little bit.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Tank.
Yeah, he's having way too much fun. You know, and as much as like the Epstein stuff is pulling away some support, I don't know. I still have some hope that, I don't know. Counting this guy out, it's more, not even hope, it's more cautionary, like I've learned not to count out Donald Trump.
Oh, no, he's a survivor.
Somehow he always is able to survive and rise to the occasion. Now, this story is a little crazy. Mainstream media breathlessly covered an alleged hate crime in which white kids forced a black classmate to drink urine. It was a giant hoax. It was a story that received blanket media coverage in March 2021. It alleged that white middle schoolers in Plano, Texas, viciously tortured Samarian Humphrey, their black classmate, forcing him to drink their urine at a sleepover as they shot him with BB guns. A Black Lives Matter activist group charged the local public school district with doing nothing to stop this racially motivated hate crime as violent protests broke out outside the home of Asher Van, a white child alleged to have organized the brutal attack. Major media outlets including NBC, CBS, CNN, Business Insider, People Magazine, The Daily Mail, and the Dallas Morning News pounced on the story as Humphrey, his mother, Summer Smith, and their attorney, Kim Cole, embarked on a media tour where they called Van quote-unquote evil. The trio appeared on Good Morning America, where ABC host Lindsay Davis promoted a GoFundMe account that raised nearly $120,000 to help pay for Humphrey's therapy and private schooling. Racial activist groups added fuel to the fire. The NAACP dressed down the leaders of the Plano School District in a town hall that they described as the beginning of an open partnership spurred by the alleged hate crime. The Next Generation Action Network, a Black Lives Matter-tied group whose leader alleged Humphrey was tortured for days by his white assailants, organized public marches that drew hundreds of protesters. And then, a little under 5 years later, a racially diverse Texas jury, including 4 black members, ruled the whole thing was a hoax.
Wow.
On January 22nd, Texas District Court Judge Benjamin Smith ordered Smith and Cole to pay $3.2 million in damages to Van, now an adult attending his first year of college, for intentionally smearing him and tarnishing his future earning potential during their media tour in 2021. The ruling followed a civil trial in October 2025 where the jury determined that Cole and Smith cooked up the scheme to raise their public profiles during the height of the Black Lives Matter movement and to rake in money through GoFundMe. Court records show that Smith put less than $1,000 of the nearly $120,000 GoFundMe windfall towards her son's schooling. Wow. Account statements, if I'm the kid in on the scam, like, hey, you used me for the account statements reviewed by the press show that the remaining funds were spent on luxuries, including a designer dog, dining and travel, beauty products, liquor, vapes, cell phones, car payments, and rent. Smith told the press she plans on filing an appeal and insisted she told the truth about what happened to her son.
What'd the son say? Anybody ever ask him?
Really.
The story is hardly the only race hoax promoted by the media to crumble under scrutiny. The media provided fawning coverage to Juicy Smollett. The actor orchestrated a fake hate crime against himself in 2019, drummed up by outrage in 2020 that NASCAR driver Bubba Wallace, a black man who once drove a Black Lives Matter themed car, was the target of a hate crime because he mistook what NASCAR determined was a pull rope for a noose, and looked the other way as the National Black Lives Matter group used the $80 million it raised during the George Floyd riots in 2020 to enrich the family and friends of its executives and to purchase mansions in Los Angeles and Canada. Wow.
Well, you remember the Duke Lacrosse?
Wow. Yeah.
Before that, you had Al Sharpton and the girl in Queens, New York, many, many years ago, said she was raped, and that ended up not being the case.
Now, I want to go back to 2019, and this is Jason Riley talking about, from the Manhattan Institute, another guy named Wilfred Riley. Both gentlemen happen to be black, by the way. A political scientist found that fewer than 1 in 3 of 346 such allegations, hate crime hoaxes, were genuine. Only 1 in 3 of 346 hate crime claims were actually genuine. When I asked Wilfred Riley about last week's appointment of a special prosecutor in Chicago to take up the Jussie Smollett case, he was cautiously optimistic. Mr. Riley is the author of a new book, Hate Crime Hoax, in which he details how the initial publicity for supposed hate crimes tends all but to disappear if the allegations are exposed as fake.
That's crazy.
So does the sustained press coverage of Mr. Smollett. The television actor who was accused of staging an attack on himself back in January, only to have all 16 felony counts against him abruptly dropped for reasons that prosecutors never made clear.
This is MAGA country.
Yeah. It's the archetype of a hate crime hoax. It's one of the most flamboyant examples of the genre, said Mr. Riley, himself a Second City native. An openly gay black man residing in one of the country's most liberal and diverse metropolises is set upon by 2 white Donald Trump supporters who brandish bleach and a noose while shouting racial and anti-gay slurs.
Yeah.
It was a situation so extreme and bizarre that I think we would have to look at how much racial progress the U.S. has actually made had it really occurred. The appointment of a special prosecutor and the possibility of bringing new charges against Mr. Smollett is a good sign, Mr. Riley added, but will we see the same amount of coverage when the hoax involves a less famous person? Mr. Riley is a professor of political science at Kentucky State University, and his interest in hate crimes dates to his graduate school days when he became aware of several widely reported incidents in the vicinity of his hometown that turned out to be fake. In 2012, a popular gay bar in suburban Chicago was destroyed by fire, and the owner cited homophobia as the reason. The same year, black students at the University of Wisconsin Parkside reported death threats from hate groups and found a noose hanging from a dorm room door. Ultimately, the owner of the gay bar pleaded guilty to arson and insurance fraud, and a black student at the university fessed up to sending racist threats and planting a noose. More incidents followed, and Mr. Riley's skepticism grew. This phenomenon of fake hate crimes did not appear to be a small-scale or regionally based, he writes. A gay pastor in Texas accused a Whole Foods store of selling him a cake with a slur written in icing. The store produced video evidence the pastor was lying. A white woman in Oregon disfigured her own face with acid and claimed a black man had attacked her.
Jeez.
Later, she admitted fabricating the entire story. After signs that read blacks only and whites only were found at bathroom entrances at the University of Buffalo campus in upstate New York, a black graduate student confessed to posting them. Mr. Riley eventually compiled a database of about 346 hate crime allegations and determined that less than a third were genuine. Wow. Turning his attention to the hoaxes, he put together a data set of more than 400 confirmed cases of fake allegations that were reported to authorities between 2010 and 2017. He allows that the exact number of false reports is probably unknown, but what can be said with absolute confidence is that the actual number of hate crime hoaxes is indisputably large. We are not speaking here of just a few bad apples. It's kind of crazy.
Why? How could this be? Because no one questions or really looks deeply into some of these issues with this racism, and they just let it. And it festers where they know they can get away with it in certain scenarios.
Yeah, he said these alleged incidents are invariably seized upon by politicians and activists looking to feed a sacrosanct belief among liberals that discrimination and oppression are the main drivers of inequality. In the mainstream media, we hear almost constant talk about the scary new forms of racism, white privilege, cultural appropriation, and subtle bigotry, Mr. Riley writes. Yet, a huge percentage of the horrific hate crimes cited as evidence of contemporary bigots and bigotry are fake. If hate crime hoax merely offered examples to illustrate the extent of this phenomenon, and the book offers nearly 100, it would be providing a much-needed public service, but Mr. Riley has a larger point to make. The Smollett case, or this one we just read here in 2025, isn't an outlier. Increasingly, it's the norm, and the media's relative lack of interest in exposing hoaxes that don't involve famous figures is a big part of the problem. Now, that's all the way back from 2019, but still seeing it today, but, man.
Tell you.
It just shows that folks go, well, how can I make a buck real quick?
Absolutely.
How can I get, notoriety real quick?
Yep.
And then, what a shame. What a shame. Anyway, we'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going. But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
At AMS Studios, indulge in the ultimate spa experience at the River Region's premier destination for relaxation and rejuvenation. From advanced skincare like IPL and laser hair removal to body treatments like Evolve, beauty enhancements, and therapeutic massage, our expert team is dedicated to helping you look and feel your best. Explore our full range of services on our website, amsstudiosmedspa.com, and find us on Facebook at AMS Studios.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Let's go right to the phone. Let's talk to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray. How you doing today?
Oh, it's been a day. It's been busy 2 days. I am sorry. I'm having to say I'm sorry to Dad because I yelled at him because he threw a display away yesterday. feel bad about it. I really do. I didn't even sleep last night. I woke up at 3 a.m. thinking about it. You don't scream at your daddy.
That's funny.
But I tell you what you don't do is scream at your mama.
That's for sure.
You get away with screaming at dad every now
Right.
and then, but don't ever fuss at mama. Yeah. When it comes to mama, yes, ma'am is the only word I know.
Did you get?
The bad thing is I'm the only kid that's left in town. Donna and Ron left us.
Oh.
So if Mama needs something, she's calling me.
Coming to you, buddy.
I was about to say, did you get the belt when you got back there today?
Yeah. He had to remind me who Dad is and who the son is.
That's funny.
Humble lessons.
Hey, but after being together for 26 years in business, it happens every now and then.
Of course it does.
Yeah, and I do tell everybody that his 50's bigger than my 50, so whatever he says goes.
That's exactly right.
That's awesome.
But hey, if y'all need a floor of any type, I was over at a bathroom today that was leaking, a shower leaking. They got black mold growing up the wall, and the grout's just nasty. We can tear all that out, get all the mold gone, put in the new sheetrock, redo the shower. Next thing you know, you got a brand new bathroom just that quick. And same with the floors in the house, the kitchen, LVP, whatever you might need, we can do it. Call us 285-8117.
Again, that number's 285-8117, and be sure to tell them you heard Ray Bowles on the air. I won't say what I was about to say. Something about Daddy. Be sure.
Guys, y'all have a great weekend.
Thank you, Ray. See you, brother.
That's great.
Ask him, who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy?
So what have we learned today, gentlemen? All sorts of stupid little crap.
Yeah. I'm
intrigued by the weight of the soul.
The weight of the soul.
And I think that's very fascinating.
That is fascinating.
I don't know why I get hung up on that, but yes, it was a small sample population, but my understanding, I think it's been replicated in certain other overseas, and Brazil, I think, is where, and same thing. So
well, and again, the book we were mentioning in that segment is "Miracles Today" by Craig Keener. Now, I think this is a few years old at this point.
Okay.
He wrote a scholarly book that's big, like 1,000 pages. So he rewrote like a more consumable for the average bear.
Yeah.
And right now I'm on chapter 7, and it's very well written, very cogent, very like accessible, and a lot of stories like you just don't hear spread far and wide. Really, really insightful stuff. We learned that Bobby Kennedy wasn't scared of COVID because he used to snort cocaine off toilet seats.
Seats. The operative word is
multi.
And
multi.
On seati.
And we learned a little more about the Epstein code words and the pizza and the grape soda.
That's strange, isn't
and
it?
Shrimp.
What's ice cream? Peanut butter.
Just disgusting.
Nope. So did you enjoy the Kamala Harris event last night, Joey?
There was a Kamala Harris
Oh, you
event?
didn't go?
Oh, the other thing she did at Impact.
Yeah.
No, I was letting my hair dry.
Oh, wow. Well, somebody sent me this, like a sketch of the place with the seats sold, seats available.
Yeah.
Maybe 10% of the seats
Really?
were sold.
Seriously, like,
And
I
don't
would
know
have
if it's
thought a
just-
better turnout.
Me too, and I don't know if it's just a joke thing, but I got off, Facebook page that was talking about it, talking positively about it, but man, it didn't look like it was crowded.
I couldn't imagine there would be much intellectual luminaries there.
Because even the folks that don't like us in our politics or just don't like
They
us
know-
because,
they-
look at us.
Yeah.
Like, do we look like we're on the right side of history?
We're winners.
But even those folks know that when I was saying it during 2024, that she's a fake-ass puppet.
She is.
She is and, well, was and is and to this day. And I'm sorry, I think if it's going to be anybody from California, it's going to be Gavin, as much as I don't like that.
Both of those folks, I think we've got tiger blood. They got poo-poo blood.
Yeah, it's awful. But yeah, she was in town last night, so I assume you
I didn't
press pass and all.
Yeah, no, I didn't have time for Mama.
I got you. Well, you probably did a good thing by staying home and let your hair dry.
Plus, I would have been tempted to shout out.
I'm a better looking person than Kamala.
I love it.
We had way too much fun in 2024.
He's in his element. I mean, this is just so funny. This
I
is what he
want
was
that
made
energy to
this.
come back.
Yeah.
That's why the Epstein
Right.
stuff
I
sucks
know,
for all
I
sorts
know,
of reasons,
I
but
know.
Need that energy back.
Focus on what our goals are. Keep moving forward.
well, y'all stay tuned. Happy hour. They're next.
From the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington.